Hello and welcome everybody. Randy here with Nerds Templar. This is the true beginning of Season 1 of our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. We did Season 0, of course. This was going to be live streamed to begin Season 1, but I think we're going to hold off on that. So, just going to continue with the videos. Also apologize that I have a cold right now, so if I sound a little off, that is why. Since we're beginning the first episode of a new season here, here's what we got. We had Pokeballs, only Pokeballs last season. That was pretty crazy. We played on the battlefield. This season, we're going to go with the Big and Little Mushroom. We're also going to go with because we're doing a spring-themed season, we're also going to go with the Bunny Hood just because. Also turning the items to high, the item frequency, so really not a whole lot. It's going to be a little less crazy. The Pokemon gave a chance for things to swing pretty heavily. This won't, although there will be a little bit of stuff happening, variation. We're also going to, instead of Battlefield, we're going to go to Dreamland. I was thinking about greens again, because of the spring theme, but I feel like greens with those bombs is a little too crazy. We want to go a little more standard, and this is the basically the same layout, although the tree blows you around here. So it's pretty much going to be the same. And again, we're also dealing with 4 different divisions, so there's also that. Every day of the week, we're gonna be streaming 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, putting these videos out. If we ever miss one of those days, we'll just fill it in on the Sunday and get back, hopefully not miss more than one a week and get back on normal schedule, which is what we're going to do right now because of illnesses. But we're going to go red, green, blue, and yellow division-wise, and because we're doing 5, that means that Monday and Friday the division will play twice a week. So we'll begin with red here. We'll go red Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, well, normally would be green, and then we would go Wednesday, blue, Thursday, yellow, and then Friday, red again, and then that would start green on the next Monday, and then, yeah, so every week, a new division will play twice, so it'll just get us through the season a little bit faster. Now, anyway, without further ado, let's just get into these matches. We got everybody in it now. Everybody. And there are 21 competitors, which means that we have 10 matches, so it's actually a lot less than before. We also means we have 1 bye. And since there's so many competitors, all we can do is 1 division matchup per fighter, per other fighter, with every other fighter in the division, and no other interdivisional matchups. That's all we're going to be able to fit in. It's still going to be end up being 20 matches each, and yeah, so that's about what it is. Everyone's gonna have 1 match against their division opponent, and let us begin. We have just a quick rundown. I switched it up a little bit, and I'll continue to do this every week. We're gonna go in the order: Byleth versus Marth, then Greninja versus Mario, Terry versus Hero, Pyra versus Lucario, Brawler versus Dr. Mario, Yoshi versus Ryu, King K. Rool versus Young Link, Simon versus Peach, Pit versus Kirby, and finishing up with that Donkey Kong versus Zelda matchup, because, that's one from back in the day, Season 0, and Jigglypuff is on a bye. So, with all that said, Byleth, you are first up. You are the first of the new competitors also. I'm just going to go with all normal skins. Nothing crazy for the first day here. And Marth. And Marth, of course, is coming from the yellow division. We switched the low division people and put them into the 2 other divisions. Swapped them all, 1 to the right, the yellow, 1 to red. And so he's one of them. And now, from now on, instead of doing it that way, we will be, instead of the bottom of the divisions moving every season, we'll be doing the middle of the divisions now that we have so many. Probably be the top 8 and bottom 8 stay, and whatever is left, I think that's 5, only 5 left, will move. Not a huge change, only 5 competitors, but still, I'd almost prefer it to be a little more. We'd maybe keep the bottom 6, make it 7 move, and then maybe do that. Think about that through the season. We got Marth with some bunny ears right now. And has already taken 1 life from Byleth. Byleth with a big mushroom. They do look slightly different. The regular mushrooms are the regular mushroom color, and the bad ones are a little darker. So you at home can perhaps see that for yourselves too. Like, see that maybe that one was actually a good one, they didn't get it. That's a bad one there. And Byleth gets that as well. Goes tiny. Marth with a bit of an advantage because of it. He did get knocked out, of course, so they are pretty much tied up here. Byleth 72% though, Marth at 43 now. Byleth 3 taking control as a good mushroom falls off the right side of the map. And a bad one falls right there where Byleth is. Now I'm not sure if you can get 2 of any. You can get 1 of each, like go big and then back to normal, or go small and back to normal. I'm sure that's the only things that can happen there. Marth able to get Byleth once again there. But 104% for him. Byleth already at 51 though in this final life, and he just gets another bad mushroom. A good one for Marth, who's not doing much attacking here. Can't quite hit Byleth anymore, staying in that 51, but a huge hit there, 63, 69, 79% on Byleth, and Marth gets another big mushroom. Bad one up at the top. Byleth does get that second life off of Marth. 79% on him. 91 almost launched. Not quite. Byleth again with a big mushroom this time. And he goes, almost looks like he was going for that bad one there. Ooh. Dodges the big bow attack there, Marth does. Marth has Byleth at 99%. Marth at 44 now himself, though. Byleth bringing this back here. Oh, but Marth ends any chance of that happening with that big sword strike.
I live to fight again.
And he takes the first win of the season. 317. I guess maybe be about the same match time. Could be a tad longer. 12 to 15 in items per whatever that matters. We probably won't be specifically looking at items anymore. Marth wins it. Of course, all those yellow division people that just came to the red division, they were all just barely out of playoffs, so they're not that horrible. At least maybe it was just, who knows, maybe it was the way the division worked. But this time we got Greninja taking on Mario. Here we go. Mario, one of the best competitors in the division last season, of course. Number 3. Tied in record with Kirby and Peach, number 1 and 2. So you look for him to do the same, but who knows, because all these new competitors in every division, things about to be shaken up, I would imagine. Mario doing pretty well right now, though, against the super fast Greninja. Gets a bad mushroom for himself, though. Of course, the only real stage obstacle, if you will, that we have is the blowing wind. Nothing too crazy. Greens would have had the bombs on both the left and the right. That seemed like maybe a little too much. This is going to give us a much clearer idea of who's the better of competitors, you know, all things being equal. Not using Pokeballs and getting luck with that or anything like that. Still, of course, it's not straight up. We have the mushrooms, we have the bunny ears for whatever those are worth. Relatively close. Mario's keeping a little bit ahead here, but not a whole lot of damage coming out. Greninja a little bit more there. He's having trouble really doing anything to Mario though. Couple more hits in. Bad mushroom there. Greninja gets it. Mario goes in the offensive. The wind blows. Mario with the first stock off of Greninja there. Pretty solid lead for him, 67% only taken. Greninja, another bad mushroom. Good one down there now, he gets that one. Mario's got some bunny ears. Greninja's got Mario's first stock. Avoids the good mushroom there. Mario with some more, both of them with bunny ears now. Greninja flying off the map with just a jump. Oh, thrown into the bad mushroom, and Mario can't quite capitalize. He's got Greninja at 56 though. And a big mushroom for himself. Greninja back to normal. The mushroom below them. Those bunny ears. Big mushroom for Mario. 103 on Greninja's second stock. Not looking good for one of the few Pokemon, but there are a few in this division now. Or maybe it's just Greninja, Lucario, and Jigglypuff. Lucario and Jigglypuff coming from the yellow. Greninja, a new addition. Man, Pokemon in each division now. Maybe not blue. Pichu is in blue. That's the only Pokemon. Mario did get that second stock from Greninja. Greninja's piling up the damage though and gets Mario quickly after. Brings us closer than it's been since 0-0, 3 stock each. Now basically even. Mario stacking on the damage again though. Greninja again bringing it back to even. Getting the first lead of probably the entire match here is Greninja. He's got a shot. Trying to avoid Mario. Mario knocked into the bad mushroom. Got bunny ears though. Greninja's got the big mushroom. Blocks the shot from Mario. Gives him one there. Back into the lead. 60 to 66%. It's even as it gets. The good mushroom floats away. Mario grabs it. 82 to 73. Mario's favor. On the offensive as well. Some nice shots. Going for the edge. Play. Not gonna happen. 122 to 81 though. Mario gets another good mushroom and he's got the muddy ears. $130 to 87. Bad mushroom below. Mario falls into it. Greninja capitalize on this. Big mushroom for Greninja. 147 to 89. He can knock Mario out at that point, I think. 90% on Mario. Mario, everything back to normal now. Mario in the lead still with the advantage. Was at the momentum, but now it's pretty even. Now on the attack again. 180% finally gets Greninja. Got a little sketchy there, but Mario able to finish it at the end. Greninja put up a fight, that's for sure. Frog, water frog, ninja. 5:43 match, so it's going to be totally different again match times. We're going to maybe see some that are a little longer like that. But that's alright. I have a lot less matches to go through every time, so it's worth it too. And the Pokemon definitely just sped things up, for sure. So we have both of our older competitors that we've already seen, Marth and Mario, beating new ones in Byleth and Greninja so far. Now, though, we have our first with two new fighters going up against each other. It's Terry, wherever he is. Everyone's moved around a bit now since the, oh, I guess he's one of the DLCs. Because of the DLCs, all the other ones have also moved a bit down here, I think. And he's up against Hero, who's right here. Right, Hero. So two DLC fighters, not just new ones, but two DLC fighters going at it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hero choosing bang, whack, boom. Not sure what all that means. Not sure if he's actually doing anything when he's doing that. Terry, of course. Street Fighter, right? Hero from, I guess, I mean, not necessarily, is it Dragon Quest or whatever, not, but like a mixture of characters from there. You know, connects on one of those things. His MP's down to about 60 or so. Now he's charged up to about 70. Must be doing, yeah, he's using a lot of that. Boom, perhaps. 103 on Terry, 72 on Hero. Terry had the advantage, not anymore. He's got the go. Bad mushroom falls. Yeah, we'll have to learn how all these characters work together. Oh man, a big hit there from Terry. Not enough to knock Hero out though. 131 to 124 now. Hero not, you know, oh, he does okay. He has got quite a big up B there. Makes it back to the stage. Gets the big mushroom. Finishes Terry in first stock there. MP down basically to nil. Terry grabs him, can't quite finish that stock though. 149%, 150 on Hero. Crazy upbeat. There, Terry does get him, and he returns to the map. Terry with the bunny ears now, and Hero hits the bad mushroom. Terry maybe gonna stack up a little damage here. Again, everybody was randomly selected from Lotto, and the Lotto, I must have been tired or something when I did it because I messed it up pretty bad, but it all worked out in the end. It didn't really matter. It was random enough, even though I got some numbers wrong. It all worked out in the end, so everyone is where they are now, just just randomly. So that's why you see Terry and Hero here, and why you've seen the other ones so far. Terry now down to one stock. Hero at 133. Terry already at 50% though. Terry gets Hero there, and we're 1-1. But Terry at 68% already. Needs some big hits. And some big mushrooms maybe. That's one there. 68 to 23. Not much happening here. It's actually brought it back to about even. 79 to 64 now. Terry's got to go, 100% on him, 84, 95 on Hero. all evened up, basically. There he's got the lead now again. First time since the beginning. 124 on Hero. One hit away from taking it. Losing. Able to dodge that first bad mushroom. I think that's another one on the right there. Also fell off. 144 on Hero though. Terry all of a sudden in the driver's seat. But a small mushroom and Hero coming down with the big hit. Takes him out. Hero wins. Coming back at the very end to take it. This maybe his game's called Hero Quest, right? And he's not an actual character. I think he's a hodgepodge of characters. 4:34 match time. A little faster than the last one, but still quite good. 14:54 launch, though. Wow. Nice. So Hero, our first new competitor to pick up a win. Now we got another one, not like this, but Pyra, a new character at least. Taking on Lucario. Lucario, again, one of those yellow divisions that have just moved to the red. Perhaps now wanting to prove that he can handle this division. Had such a huge tie at the top of the division last season. There was like 5 of them, 5 or maybe even 6. I think 5 of them that had a great chance of even being at the top. Zelda and Donkey Kong both, some of those. So we'll see both of them at the end, of course. Feeling pretty even right now. I guess you can switch between Pyra and Mythra, so we are seeing Mythra right now. Now Pyra out. Has the lead, Pyra and Mythra. Back to normal size, back to small. Lucario taking advantage, get a nice swipe in there. Back to normal, everything pretty much even. Lucario was all over the division. At one point he was at the top in the beginning and then he just fell toward the bottom, but again had some kind of chance at the playoffs like everyone in the yellow division did till the very end. Then he was out, and then that was that. And everybody that was out in the yellow division, same tied record. Lucario, one of them, Marth, Jigglypuff. Pit was one ahead of them, I suppose, at the end. But they're the ones that moved here, of course. Bottom 4. Lucario doing fine here. Pyra and Mythra doing alright too. I mean, it's still super even. 119 to 106. Lucario taking the lead for a moment, but Pyra taking the knockout. And now she and Mythra are in the lead. Oh man, coming in with a huge hit. But if Lucario had any more damage on him, that might have knocked him out. Lucario returns the favor though, and there brings it back to nearly even. Gets himself a big mushroom. Not gonna help at the moment. Small one for Mythra. And a big one for Lucario. 53% on him. Mythra back to regular size. Now big Pyra comes out. Lucario's tiny. Not good. Oh man. A huge hit from Pyra and down goes Lucario's second stock. Mythra's now out. 34% on her, second only. Lucario in some trouble here. Would be our first old competitor to lose to a new one, if he does. Needs to pile on some damage here and avoid that bad mushroom, which he got. Oh man, another one of those huge hits coming out for Pyra, and that does do it for Lucario.
Power the Aegis.
Ouch, Lucario. That may have been our fastest so far, 325. Let's see if we... So we'll have to just keep an eye on what the fastest are right now. That was definitely the one, but that's not going to be nearly the fastest for sure. Have to see who gets the sub 3 minute match. That'll be the thing for the moment. But Pyra and Mythra putting on a really strong showing there, I would say. Keeping an extra life. Now we got the Mii Brawler. Yep. Taking on Dr. Mario. Pretty sure my Miis are just default looking characters here. There's 3 of them. I used all 3 of the defaults. Or whatever you call them, templates. So Dr. Mario, basically the same as Mario. See a lot of different characters like that, of course, now. But it'll make things interesting, I think. See different them in different... I mean, here we'll see Mario, 2 different types of Marios that act the same in the division together. See if they do similarly or not. Again, Mario, the regular Mario, did wonderfully last season. So perhaps we can expect the same from the Doctor. And then on the other side of things, they won't all be in the same divisions. It just happened that Dr. Mario was rolled for the red. But then we have, you know, one would be Pikachu is still in yellow, and Pichu is in blue, and I believe they're very similar. But there's many characters like that now. Mario with a pretty decent lead, but the Brawler coming out with a huge hit there. Almost took him out. Not quite, though. And the mushroom, big mushroom, wasn't enough to get him back to the stage, though. And he goes down. Dr. Mario, 86% with the lead. Oh, jumping off the head of the Mii Brawler and takes the life from the ledge. And is able to get back up himself. I'm not sure if he was going to make it if he didn't have a little bit of assistance from the head of the Mii Brawler. And now Dr. Mario is up 3-1 in stock, 109% on his first. It's looking good for him, though. Mii Brawler's like, I'm not going to do that again. I believe I put them all in blue and purple as well, because then they aren't red, green, blue, or yellow. Oh, Mii Brawler does get that first life. I don't know if he's going to do much else here. Those some big hits, though. Trying to bring this back. He's already got himself some bunny ears. Big mushroom just wore off of him. Still not going to make his way back, though, to the map. Does not have the best of up Bs. And he is out of here. Dr. Mario. A pretty easy victory there against the Mii Brawler. Again, 2 new... Oops. Again, used to doing the shorts sometimes, and I get into the habit of just clicking through those. But Dr. Mario, he's a new character, but we've seen Mario already, so we could have maybe predicted that a little bit. Speaking of predictions, make sure you make yours for the next videos coming up. There's always the upcoming schedule in the previous videos, so check those out. Make your predictions before the new video drops. Earn yourself some points. For Ryu, it's going to be Yoshi versus Ryu in our next matchup here. Yoshi making the playoffs last season, just barely staying in the division. It was between he and Link. Link actually did better in the playoffs, but Yoshi managed just barely to win out in the tiebreaker between them for the regular season. And Yoshi doing some side edge things himself there. Ryu, no chance to get back to the map. Yoshi's got to watch doing that himself, of course. Huge lead now for Yoshi already. 52% on him. As Ryu kind of stacks up some damage here. Went to normal size, now he's to small size, Ryu. Avoids the good mushrooms, so now he's back to normal size anyway. Not doing a whole lot here against Yoshi. Oh, nice block there. Got the big mushroom, almost got the big hit, but can't quite. That one will hit though. Ryu bringing this back to 2-2. 58% on him, not too bad. Few good hits. It'll be even, perhaps. Nope. Yoshi taking the going back to the offensive there. And huge hits. Knocks Ryu out. We're 2-1 in stock. Yoshi only 32% on his second. Back to normal size. Got some bunny ears for himself as well. And yeah, I know it's not spring yet, guys, obviously, but I hate winter, especially because I live in a cold place. And I'm just ready for spring. And I think by the time we're at the end of this, it will be spring, so that'll be awesome. So we're looking ahead, and whenever come playoff time, it'll be fitting. So that's great. Also, Merry Christmas, blessed feast of the Nativity of our Lord, and Happy New Year, of course. By the time we're done, it'll be Lent, maybe even Easter time. Got Yoshi knocked out again here. Wait a second, Ryu perhaps gonna bring this one back here. Tiny Yoshi. Ryu snags those bunny ears I thought Yoshi was gonna get. He's at 72% here, but can he bring this back? He gets his own small mushroom. Yoshi back to normal size, though. I don't think we've seen a tiny versus tiny fight just yet. And also get one of those running count of tiny knockouts. Perhaps that's something fun that somebody could always try to keep track of. Any of you nerdy nerds out there who like keeping track of nerdy stuff. Next gen stats, as they call them. Yoshi, with a big tail whap, does take that. Doesn't let Ryu come back close enough there. Yoshi's strong competitor last season again, as we already mentioned. Takes that one over the new fighter. Definitely going to be interesting just, you know, as we go through. We just have no idea right now how anything's going to turn out. There's so many new ones in here. Now we got King K. Rool. And he's taking on Young Link. That does not seem like a fair matchup, but we shall see. If I'm not mistaken, Young Link is closer in style, in gameplay, in mechanics, that is, to original Link before he got changed in this game. So, yeah, I think he's just like original Link, yeah. Except he's smaller, so there is that. And now King K. Rool has a big mushroom. And he's huge. And he's knocked Young Link out at like 52%. Not a great start for him. K. Rool has another big mushroom. Yeah, this looks like a boss battle. Young Link attempting not to get destroyed, but he's actually doing some decent damage right now. Got K. Rool up to 103 now. 27 only on his. He needs some big mushrooms so he can be the same size. 139 to 45% right now. Young Link needs to get the knockout as soon as possible. Again, the mushrooms are going to help, not that one. And he avoids the good one, so he's going to remain tiny. And I have no idea what that thing was that was sitting there. Oh, is it Carol's crown? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Youngling finally gets the first knockout at 170, I think it was. K-Roll with the bunny ears. The big K-Roll with bunny ears is just hilarious. 69% on Youngling's last stock. It is not looking good for the little guy. Oh, man, drop kick. Tiny mushroom into a drop kick from K-Roll. That will be all of it. Destroyed. Youngling destroyed by King K-Roll. 132 match. Definitely our fastest by far. That was even, I mean, that almost rivals the fastest times of last season. That was crazy. But, I mean, I guess we expected it. I said it right off the bat. I don't know if I expected that to happen, but yeah, I mean, that was a huge size difference. You don't think it would matter so much. You don't think it should in a game where they should all be slightly equal, right? We'll just have to put them in divisions by size like wrestling here. We got Simon up this time. Voices Peach. Good luck, Simon. Peach, one of our top competitors, number 2, in fact, in the league last season, in the division, that is. Not in the league. She was, in fact, 8th in the entire league, the last of the bye spots. Which actually means she could have been below that, because I think there were some that actually had better records than those that made it into the buys, such as no, never mind. Wolf was the one I was thinking, but he ended up 13-7 himself, which is where Peach and the rest of the top of the red division were. Basically even right now. Simon actually has the advantage in percentage a little bit. Bunny ears for Peach. The bad mushroom nobody goes for. Good mushroom that Simon goes for. Can help him a little bit, but no, it's pretty much back and forth here. Dodging projectiles, turnips, and whatnot. Tiny mushroom, nope. Avoid it again. A big blade coming in and whacking Peach in the head. That'll get her. 128%. She's out. 73-80 now on Simon. 86 on Simon. With the stock lead. Big smack with the chain. Oh, another big hit. That's 70% for Peach now. We really needed to get Simon out here. It's not going well for her at the moment. Crazy to say, is Simon going to be one of the best in the division? Is that a sign for Simon? Peach does get his first stock. Finally there. She's at 106 on her second though. Make that 120 now. Oh man, that Toad will not help that time. She's knocked out. 2-1 in stock. Simon up almost an entire stock now. It's not looking good for the reigning number 2 here. Will the turns be tabled? Just might. Simon, a big mushroom. And well, he had bunny ears, they just went away. Goes to normal size, then hits the small mushroom. Peach can't quite take advantage, has some bunny ears for herself. %91 on Simon. She has a chance here. She needs to knock him out again, though. Turn him to the face. Big mushroom. with the bunny ears for Peach. Small mushroom puts her back to normal size, and one of those, I don't know, throwing blade, is it an axe? Just looks like some kind of throwing, yeah, it is a throwing axe. Smacking Peach. Some big damage. 114 to 54. Peach needs that knockout to bring it back to slightly even here. Again by one of those projectiles. Hit by the chain. 75. Not looking good for Peach now. She's taking a lot of damage from this stuff. Can't quite get close enough to him. Big mushroom though, that could do it. Misses the hip. There with the big kick coming out. The can kick. But she's at 91%. She's got some work to do if she's got any shot here. Big frying pan hit. He's at 23 now. Got the big mushroom for himself, Simon. Coming in hot there with some kicks. 111 on Peach right now. Yeah. No problem. He's gonna have no problem cleaning this up for himself there at the end. Big chain whip. And Simon defeats Peach. What a way for her to start her season. What a way for him to start his. 4:40 match time. That's that. You never know. 2 more matchups left is all we have. That's right, only 10. So it's not going to take us very long here. We got Pit on both our matchups also. Our old competitors. This time is Pit, one of the new to the division. And he's taking on the number 1, Kirby. See how the new guy can fare.
3, 2, 1, go!
Pit, not completely horrible last season. 8-12, just missing the playoffs. The 1, 9, and 11 Ice Climbers did get in. So if he was 9 and 11, it would have been up in the air a little bit, I guess. Kirby taking it to him at the moment. Only 15% on him currently. But Pit is big and Kirby is tiny. Pit not able to take much advantage of that. Can't hit Kirby with the arrows when he's so small. This is like Kirby's home field, one of them. Not that it means anything. Again, same setup as the battlefield, almost exactly. I don't know if the elevation and the length of the platforms is the same or not, but it's probably pretty close. Is it just me, or is that left platform bigger than the right one? Oh man, Pit with a big combo there. Takes Kirby's first life. And Pit's up in the lead now. These are the types of things you can't be too sure about. The new ones coming to the division, just like the new ones in general. Just have no idea how the new ones in the division will do. That's why it'll be even more interesting to see the middle of the divisions moving, not the bottom. Kirby finally able to knock out Pit for the first time there. Brings it back to slightly even here. Some nice hits does indeed bring it back to just about even. Pit's big. Pit has some trouble when he's bigger than Kirby. He just can't hit those arrows. He can hit that sword attack and knock Kirby out pretty quickly there. Huge lead for him now, 54, 62% on his second. Kirby down to 1, the reigning number 1. Are we going to see number 1 and 2 fall to new competitors? Just maybe Pit taking it to Kirby right now. Oh man, 51% on Kirby now. After that flurry. 76 on Pit's second. Another nice hit from Pit. Got the bunny ears. And he just continues to pile on the damage. Gets the big mushroom, blocks the down B from Kirby, and comes back a swinging. And he knocks him out. Wow. Wins in pretty strong fashion there against Kirby. Not sure if that's what I expected either. 3-11. Pretty quick. And to only lose one of your lives, that's pretty good. One match left, and speaking of pretty good, this is the one that we've already seen because it's a re-division matchup. Donkey Kong versus Zelda. Saving the best for last, of course. And why is it the best? Because this is the 13-7 Donkey Kong, the 12-8 Zelda. It became that way whenever DK beat Zelda in the very last match of the last season. I do believe he beat her twice, though. We'll see if she can change that. Doing pretty well at the moment. No Pokeballs to help either of them anymore. But a big mushroom for Donkey Kong, and it's not good for Zelda. Don't want DK to be any bigger than he is. He's also got bunny ears, so he's flying around like crazy. Zelda's just got a tiny mushroom. DK's got a big one. Zelda back to normal size. Just misses getting slapped there. No, DK gets her there at 103%. Bad mushroom, Zelda falls into that. 75% on DK right now on his first stock. Looking good for him. Zelda can't quite get the knockout there. I need 4 only on DK. Not that easy to launch at that point. Unless maybe he's tiny, like he is now. Another bad mushroom, and Zelda's knocked it. Oh, she dodges it, though. That was crazy. Good one down there. She opts not to get that. Oh, does do the damage, though, to take Donkey Kong out at 123%, and we're almost tied. 67 on her second right now. As DK moves to his second. He gets a big mushroom. She's at 83. Trying to just keep Donkey Kong away until now, I guess. DK must have got that mini mushroom turned back to normal size. Able to get the knockout, going crazy. Zelda, 1 stock left. DK only 31 on his second stock here. Zelda turned tiny, uh-oh. DK not doing a whole lot of anything here, just kind of wandering around the map. Well, Zelda's small. Zelda with the bunny ears now. Nobody gets the good mushroom. She's slowly losing her chance here. 50 on Donkey Kong's second right now. 39 on her last. DK has turned tiny. Nobody hitting at all right now. Pretty crazy. There, Zelda gets a Din's Fire in, 2 of them in a row. DK up to 72 now. Zelda can finish him quick. She's still got a shot. Oh, and she takes a bunch of big hits, and then followed by a huge punch as DK is big. And that'll do it. Trying to fight back, but can't quite do it. Donkey Kong with the victory in 320. There you have it. That is our set 1.1. Set 1 for the red division. Jigglypuff has yet to go at all. And Marth beat Byleth. Mario beat Greninja. Hero beat Terry. Pyra beat Lucario. Dr. Mario defeated Brawler. Yoshi beat Ryu. King K. Rool beat Youngling. Simon beat Peach. Pit beat Kirby. Donkey Kong beat Zelda there. That's where things stand. Tomorrow, set 1.2 is going to be our green division. We're going to see Little Mac versus the Mii Gunner. King Dedede versus Toonling. Chrom versus Wolf. Corrin versus Lucina. Piranha Plant versus Diddy. Mega Man versus Villager. Bayonetta versus Link. Sheik versus Mewtwo. Bowser Jr. versus Kazuya. And Bowser versus Shulk. Luigi is going to be on a bye, newcomer to the division, just like Jigglypuff this time around. And if you're wondering, set 2.1, the next red set, we'll be seeing Ryu versus the Mii Brawler, Dr. Mario versus King K. Rool, Jigglypuff versus Yoshi, Peach versus Byleth, Youngling versus DK, Zelda versus Greninja, Kirby versus Simon, Lucario versus Pit, an old matchup there from the yellow division, Marth versus Terry, and Mario versus Hero. And Pyra will be on a bye after her picking up her win today. So that's what we got, guys. Hope to see you then. But until then, I'm Randy and this is Nerds Templar. Peace out. Hello and welcome everybody. Randy here, Nerds Templar. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League Season 1 proper. Had our Season 0 already, and this is Set 1.2, if you will. It's the Green Division Set 1. And just a brief reminder, we're playing with Super Mushrooms, Poison Mushrooms, and Bunny Hoods on high frequency. So you're aware. Because this is a new season, doing things a little differently than last season with the Pokeballs on Battlefield. We're also playing on Dreamland. Slightly different. This is our spring-themed season. We need a cool name for it, perhaps. Our heroes springing into action. No, that's horrible. But this is the Green Set 1. And what we have for you today, we had Red yesterday. Today we have Chrom versus Wolf. Corrin versus Lucina, Piranha Plant versus Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr. versus Kazuya, Bayonetta versus Link, Little Mac versus Mii Gunner, King Dedede versus Toonlink, Sheik versus Mewtwo, Mega Man versus Villager, and Bowser versus Shulk. And then we also got Luigi on a bye. So let us get on with it, because this is the first matchups for these guys. And again, just like last time, I see a lot of new characters. And we're not going to see any new skins, just the normal, regular skins for now. We got Chrom, and we got Wolf, starting things off for us. Here we go. Chrom, a newcomer. Wolf, one of the veterans, if you will, of the Green Division. Not only is he a veteran of Green Division, meaning he's been there for one season, didn't move last season. Not only that, but he was also number 3, just behind King Dedede, who was just behind Bowser, a few matches actually, ultimately. But here we'll see how Chrom can do against, yes, one of the best, perhaps, in the division here. And if you're wondering, I do have a pretty decent idea of what we're going to do for the playoffs. We're going to have top 3 buys in each division, top 3 get buys in each division. We're going to have seeding for the next 10 in each division. And then we're going to sort by the next 10. Actually, yes. Yes. Seeding for the next 10 in general, as Wolf gets a pretty quick knockout on Chrom there. Chrom, who is like he's like Marth, but he's got like some Ikeness to him, so he's sort of his own thing. A bit different, a bit speedier. He's definitely speedier with those bunny ears. Yeah, so that is correct. So it's going to be seeded. Top 3 in each division get buys, and then there's 10. The next 10 overall are going to be seeded from 1 to 10, and then they'll play, and we'll sort the records by for the 8 division winners. I guess that would be the 12 division winners. And then after we go through one round of after the wild card, if you will, like the playoff / wild card, and then the buys will come in and play who's left from there, and then we'll resort after that, just like we did last time, into the true final bracket for the rest of this. So we'll have again the possibility of anyone playing anyone, I think, there in the finals. So we have 1-1 taken while I was blabbing away. Wolf still in quite a lead here. Blasting Chrom right now. He's at 110% on his last life. Wolf is looking quite good, only losing 1 so far and at 25% himself. Almost taken, that would have probably knocked Chrom out if Wolf hit that up B that went right into him with his new bunny ears. But Chrom blocked it. He's got barely a shot here, but still a shot because he's still alive. That's a bad mushroom. You can tell by the slight difference in the color. The bad mushrooms are a little darker. The good ones are the good traditional Mario mushroom color. Helps when you got an eye for color. There's a good one there. And Chrom will take that on his way back up to the map. A bad one fell to the right, and he still doesn't have much of a shot, but 52 on Wolf's second, if that means anything at all. It's not great for Chrom, but we also saw Marth do pretty badly. I mean, he was in the yellow division, which at the bottom wasn't like all that far off from the others. And yeah, I don't know. But Chrom isn't necessarily Marth. He's not exactly Ike, though, either. So, who is, of course, one of the best in yellow division last season. So, yeah, 1390 launch speed. Wow. I think that was Chrom launching Wolf for that amount. Wow. But Wolf winning that one very easily to start us off. And again, there's a lot of matchups with characters we've seen like Wolf, with new characters to the division, because there's actually more new characters than old characters in divisions, and that's not even including the new ones that moved to the divisions. Counting those as old characters we've seen already, there's still more new ones, because there's that many new ones. Anyway, in some cases, because of that, we see things like Corrin here, who seems to me like it should be probably a girl. I don't know if this is like, it can be both, because it's like a play of the character that you choose in whatever game this is, and you can, just like in like the newer Pokemon games, you can choose whether you want to play as a boy or a girl. It seems more like it should be a girl to me because of the name, but what do I know about names, I guess. Sorry to any of you guys out there named Corrin, I suppose. Against Lucina, who's also somewhere down here, right? Oh no, that's right. That's the other Marth Echo, and she's really more the true Marth Echo, right? I think that's what they call them, the Echo Fighters. So, just like we saw Dr. Mario as the Echo for Mario in the green division, or the red division, here in green, not along with her Echo, or I guess her true character, Marth, who's now in red. She's in green on her own. See if she / Marth's archetype, I suppose, can do better in this division or not. Again, she might be slightly different. I'd have to check on their weights. I did actually just see there's, of course, you can find anything on the wikis these days. There's a wiki page for all the fighters by weight, by their weights, and so I'm sure Marth is just like a few points heavier maybe. But Corrin off to a decent start here. This may be something I should know. Corrin, I believe, is not or is one of the... I don't know if that's one of the DLC characters or not. Corrin the guy. We'll probably just have to play like main as the female version of Corrin, because I'm gonna probably continue to say she just because of the name. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that on where exactly they were in the list of combatants. It might be a DLC fighter. Doing all right, but lost the lead now to Lucina. Got the bunny ears and the big mushroom right now. And yeah, Lucina again now relatively well off percent-wise. There's not, like, without the Pokemon coming out of the Pokeballs, there's not the crazy swings really. There's still, I mean, there's still a chance for as big of a swing as you'd need really. You just got to go on a good run. But we're not as, there's not as good of a chance of seeing it, put it that way. Like right there, Corrin going down for the second time now. Lucina only at 61%, taking quite the lead at this point, and Corrin taking a poison mushroom for himself. And Lucina now another big mushroom. Oh, into the small one, so there goes that. Yeah, and so that may have sounded a little confusing for the playoffs, but basically what it is there's going to be playoffs for each division, like there would be, because there's so many fighters that they're all going to have 3 buys plus 10 others that make it, and then they're going to go through their 2 rounds, and then after that everyone will be put into the bracket together. That hopefully maybe makes a little more sense. We'll talk about it more in the future, but that's about what we got. So many fighters. It's going to end up having to be like an entire finals week, I'm sure, then, in that case. But that's alright, because this is going to be a long one. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Season 1 here. As the good mushroom falls off the side, and Corrin picks up the bad one. It's a slight chance here, actually, coming back. Lucina at 134, 55 on Corrin's last. We've seen bigger comebacks, certainly with the help of Pokemon, but who knows? $65, 73 to 160. Lucina not really much to worry about here. A couple nice strikes on the edge there. Takes Corrin to 90, and Lucina wins with 2 stock left, 160 on that second.
I won.
Yes, you did, Lucina. Not bad. So 2 new fighters there, somewhat. Lucina being much like Marth, 435 time. Probably a little longer than usual. Not any huge strikes or anything coming out. But yeah, there's that. There's that. Now we have somebody who's new to the division, coming from the red division. We've got, oh, and also, of course, before I should mention the first person we have to choose, which is the Piranha plant. One of the new characters, new fighters and DLC fighters. Corrin is not a DLC fighter, as you can see here. Piranha plant being the first one. And Piranha Plant is up against Diddy Kong. So, this will be Diddy's first shot at doing something here this time around. Ended 7 and 13. Not great, but there were worse for sure. He was down way toward the bottom for a while, so 7 and 13 for him was a slight, very slight comeback. Almost just a few, honestly, just a couple matches out of playoffs, perhaps. At 9 and 11, Ice Climbers making it in. The only 9 and 11. But yeah, Piranha Plant new to the league. Gonna hope that maybe against somebody like Diddy, he can pick up his first win. Its first win. Start things off on a high note, but who knows? Again, with the way Diddy played, especially toward the end of last season, I believe, he started picking up a few wins. All new scenario here. Again, both with some moving to the division that were in the bottom of their old divisions last season, and then all the new fighters. We only really have one, maybe two matchups that we've already seen per division here, probably in this in these first sets. I believe the only one we saw was Donkey Kong and Zelda from the last one. That was the only one that was one we would have seen before. Yeah. Nobody knocked out yet here. Pretty decent fight. Oh man. Piranha Plant gets the power behind that one. Takes Diddy out there. 122 on Piranha Plant's first stock. Diddy losing his first. Diddy's big, Diddy is now small. Didn't do much with that mushroom. Don't go grab that. No, he went and grabbed the tiny mushroom. Back to normal size. 149 on the Piranha Plant. 159. Diddy doing damage, but needs to get the knockout. $186. Still didn't get the knockout. His damage is piling up now. 53. Never mind. 190, almost 200%. Finally gets Piranha Plant out. 53 on Diddy. As a poison mushroom falls into the Piranha Plant. Can Diddy capitalize on it? Maybe. Nope. Diddy was big there for a moment. And did take the lead here. Diddy's tiny. Piranha Plant's back to normal size. Diddy's got knocked out, so we got a slight lead again for the Piranha Plant at 75%. We'll see how long it takes Diddy to knock him out this time. Oh, almost got him there. 95% now. Diddy still with a chance. That mushroom, bad poison mushroom into the Piranha Plant may help him. Oh, he gets a nice hit there after grabbing the bunny ears, and it is almost evened up again. 0 to 55% on the last stock. Diddy taking a lot of damage now. He's up to 101 now. Goes into the big mushroom though. That'll help him bad. Now into the small one. He's back to normal size. He needs to stack up the damage. Piranha Plant looking relatively strong, but I don't know, all things considered, struggling against Diddy might not be the best look. They're getting a pretty easy knockout at the end there to finish things. Not too bad. 18% or so. Again, we'll see where he ends up. Who knows where Diddy will end up. Hard to say where anyone will be at this point. So, yeah, either way, good win for the Piranha Plant. No matter what, it's always good to win. We got our 4th of 10 matchups, as always, 10 matchups. No time, unfortunately, to get any interdivision play in, but there will be, and again, we only have time for 1 division matchup for each opponent for the season because it's going to take so long to get through all these fighters. But we got Bowser Jr. this time. Wherever that guy is, there he is.
Bowser Jr.
Jr. He's taking on Kazuya, one of the DLC fighters. And again, 2 new ones for us here. Got a fighter and Bowser Jr. I don't know, there's not much else to say about him. He's flinging himself all over the map. Like he blew himself up there, perhaps. Hard when you leave those little Koopa guys on the tiny platforms. Yeah, you can't blow yourself up, or can you? How's he a slight lead right now, and a poison mushroom for him. Oh man, Bowser Jr. drops the bomb there. And there goes Kazuya. First life. Oh man, but the poison mushroom makes Bowser Jr. small and Kazuya takes him out of here. We're all tied up 2 stock each. Some like cutscene shots for Kazuya because he's just so epic. Doing a lot of damage, 91% on Bowser Jr. all of a sudden. Got the bunny ears and the big mushroom. No, can't quite do anything with them. Man, Kazuya comes flying up with those devil wings of his. Takes out Bowser Jr. 1-2 stock. They're going for some edge play, nothing happening. Bowser Jr. not quite able to get the knockout on Kazuya there. His name is now blinking, and now it is not. Bowser's got to get this soon if he wants any chance to stay in this one. He's already 63% on his last stock. A nice play there by him, by Bowser Jr. Taking Kazuya out. Nice combo, but needs a little more here now. 92% after that hit on him already. Poison Mushroom into Kazuya. 100% on Bowser Jr. though. Oh man, that was weird. Oh, I guess it's because he's got the because he's got the bunny ears. Kazuya jumping super high, but oh man. In comes the kick, and that will do it. Not much trouble again. Kazuya slowly took a nearly 100% lead there over the course of the entire match. And that did it. Not much on his last stock. Not much damage taken. 2 new fighters. Kazuya defeats Bowser Jr. And now we're back to another fighter we've seen in the past. A newcomer to the division as well. Bayonetta first, a newcomer in general, altogether. Taking on the newcomer, Link, who just barely was a newcomer. It was kind of between he and Yoshi, as we discussed before. And because based on the regular season results, Yoshi stayed and Link moved on from the division. But if we took the playoff results into consideration, it would have been Link staying and Yoshi moving here. But that's not what we did. And here's Link in the green, taking on Bayonetta, seeing if he can do a little better here, or he'll do about the same, and he'll end up moving again to the blue division next season, perhaps. We shall see. We shall see. Right now, it's a slightly slower start. Bayonetta taking a little bit of a lead on the damage there. A huge bomb. I don't know how the huge bomb came out of normal Link. Now big Link again doesn't do much. Bayonetta connecting with another big hit. Link misses the big mushroom. 66 to 99 in favor of Bayonetta right now. Got Link out once. Pretty handily there. But Bayonetta up to 96. Oh, 108 now. Link returning the favor relatively quickly afterward. Kind of tied up. Pretty much even now. Link taking the slight lead. Sure, he's looking for a little more than last season when he knocked out of playoffs pretty early. Didn't make it as far, certainly, as he would have liked to, right? Because he didn't win, so... A spoiler alert, of course. I'm sure by now, if you're interested in this, you've already gotten into binging Season 0. That's the whole point of it all, is so you guys can go back and have something fun to binge. Binge it, or something to have on mindlessly next to you while you're doing other stuff. I mean, there's so many good uses for nice long series like this, right? And Link's now down to his last stock. Bayonetta getting a quick knockout on that second one. He's up to 48%. She's got 82 on her second. Link really only needs one good hit to knock her out at this point, probably. Not while she's super mushroomed, however. And nope, not quite there, but 101% on her now will definitely be enough with another nice hit. Not quite the grenade, not the bomb he needed there. 109 to 83 on Link's last, though. It is not looking good for the boy from Hyrule. I guess the young man in this case. Yeah, he's now up to 110%. Bayonetta, a nice combo again. Can't quite finish it. Link will finish that combo, though. Get Bayonetta, but he's at 119%. He's got a ton of work to do if he wants any chance, and I don't think he... Unfortunately, I don't think he has it in him. Nice hit there. That's not going to quite do it. Leaving the bomb next to her. She moves, he lands, and then he blows it up next to himself. And he doesn't make it back onto the map, 146%, but it doesn't even matter. He falls off the side. And Bayonetta will take victory number 1 for herself. And Link, unfortunately, will start out 0-1. He had a crazy season last season, of course. He was at the top of the red division for a while. And then he fell down into the middle of the division so far that he's now, yeah, in the green. Pretty crazy. That was our halfway point. 5 of 10 matches in the books now. Wolf over Chrom, Lucina over Corrin, Piranha Plant over Diddy Kong, Kazuya over Bowser Jr., Bayonetta over Link. Pretty good so far. Luigi's on a bye, of course. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did when I was doing the rundown. Little Mac is up this time. Little Mac. And he's taking on the Mii Gunner. So another two fighters that are new for us here.
3, 2, 1, go!
Spoiler alert quickly here, but we had one of the other Miis fight last set, and he didn't fare so well against Dr. Mario, the Brawler. But right now, pretty even. It might have two relatively quick characters here. Not exactly sure what the Gunner's quickness is like. I think he's a little heavier than most fighters, though. Maybe not like super heavy or anything, but not exactly light. Little Mac though, be flying around the map here. Also gotta watch out for his knockout. Which, speaking of, is up. And some nice hits on the Mii Gunner, but not a knockout. Loses the KO, and he's at 120% now. Mii Gunner taking it to him at the moment. Nobody opts to go for the Super Mushroom. And nice shot there from Little Mac. Takes the lead now all of a sudden, even though he's at 148%. Gets the Super Mushroom. Poison Mushroom for Mii Gunner. Oh my goodness, and that is a huge hit. And that takes the Mii Gunner out again. All of a sudden, now knockout on Little Mac. He's small, Mii Gunner's big. That'll help him for now. Little Mac lost his KO. And then just didn't make it back to the map there. It's 2-1 though, and white in favor of a Little Mac at this point. Very quick turnaround, mostly because of those mushrooms. That's probably the maybe at least that I've seen myself have witnessed happening the biggest difference the mushrooms have made so far. But right now, yeah, not much. Oh yeah, there's the knockout. Little Mac coming in strong with that uppercut. Looking a little like Beware there. And he's going to take that first victory over the Mii Gunner. And a relatively quick one. The way that these are going, a little longer than the Pokeball on Battlefield battles were. We probably end up seeing maybe 3:30 to be maybe around the average time here. All right, not a bad one at all. And now I think we have one that everyone will enjoy. We got King Dedede. If you remember that guy. Versus Toon Link. One of the newcomers from the Red Division. So we got two fighters here that we've seen already in the past. But we have not seen them fight each other. We've seen Toon Link lose to everybody except 3 people. He's actually beaten some really opponents with some very high records, put it that way. King Dedede is an opponent, a fighter known for his high record of 14-6, second in the Green Division. This division coming into the season. So if there's somebody that is somebody to beat, it would be this one. This giant penguin bird guy with a mallet and spike balls. Toon Link's got bombs. Oh man, spike ball back in the face of Dedede there. Yeah, Toon Link though, of course, not one known for winning. However, as mentioned though, he is known for, when he does win, he is known for winning against opponents he wasn't necessarily meant to beat. So again, you never know with him. He doesn't have the Pokeball support this time, so he's just kind of got to deal with it. Should be fine for him though. You know, he's been up against worse. He's got help in terms of, oh man, not doing that. That was a bad decision to jump off the map. Usually not something you want to do. You want to stay on the map. He does have support in the way of mushrooms if he can avoid the bad ones and get the good. Right? Now he's got some help. From the poison mushroom that was. And pretty, I mean, even enough. They both lost one life. So Toon Link keeping it kinda close. 72% on him, 38 on Dedede. The poison mushroom's helping him more than his own grabbing of super mushrooms. Now he's got his own poison mushroom. Not great. He is extremely tiny. Oh no, King Dedede got the super mushroom while Toon Link was small. That is a very big size difference. And still with Toon Link's regular size, Dedede with the big mushroom is still massive compared to him. And we already saw the King K. Rool versus Young Link matchup yesterday and how that went. I had my doubts about this one, thinking it might go the same way. It sort of is, but it could be a little worse. I mean, I still think Toon Link is out of it, but he's not out of it. He's actually laying down a ton of damage. He avoids the good mushroom. That may be detrimental there. That could have been huge for him if he grabbed that mushroom. Could have been the end of Dedede. Knocked that spike ball back at him. That's pretty good there. Pretty good move on the part of Toon Link to be able to bomb those things back or boomerang them back even. You don't even have to get close to him in that regard. 167 on King Dedede. Young Toon Link had a chance here, but was not able to knock Dedede out with all that percent he stacked up. Dedede finally gets that third knockout though, and pretty handily takes it, I guess. I could see Toon Link slightly being a little closer in that one. I don't know. Wasn't terrible on his part. It's hard to tell. Launcher speed seems to be the thing that is denoting the one who did the launching. Launcher, right? I am the launcher. And max launch speed sounds like, you know, I have been launched. The launch speed of me is 1301. So it looks like Toon Link launched King Dedede 1301. If I'm wrong about that, please guys let me know. But that's pretty crazy. I figured it'd be the other way around though, from when King Dedede grabbed the big mushroom and Toon Link had the poison mushroom. That would seem to be, to me, to be the time when that would have happened. The biggest launch of them all. All right, but this time, now, 3 matches left only. We've got Sheik. Another competitor we've seen before, but from the red division, against another competitor from the green, Mewtwo. So now, Sheik coming from the red, came in at 6-14, a match behind Diddy last season. Bad. Mewtwo from this division, 12-8, sole 4th place. And I was just behind then Wolf and Dedede. So another good one to beat. Top 4 right here. But taking it to Sheik right now. Sheik with the, oh, both of them with the Super Mushroom. Now we just have a giant fight. Getting back to normal, everything pretty even. Poison Mushroom for Sheik though. And Mewtwo does not get the suit. There it goes and gets the Super Mushroom. That won't be good for Sheik. If something big connects, not big enough there. Almost hits with that Psy Ball. We had a better name for that last season. Some more damage coming out there from Mewtwo. Not enough for the knockout. 102 to 49. Sheik already letting this one slip a little bit. Mewtwo with the Super Mushroom. Another nice hit, blocked a little bit there by Sheik. Oh, not that one though. Whew, what a shot. And that's Mewtwo up a life, 57% on his first stock. Trying to continue his winning ways like Wolf did earlier. Like Dedede just did. We're going to see Bowser, the best of the best in the division, last here. You know, I'm pretty sure that he'll win, but you never know. We had some upsets last set, so we shall see. Right now, Mewtwo's still doing pretty good. Not piling the damage on by any means. A little bit of a slower one perhaps, but oh, maybe about to prove me wrong here. And there goes Sheik for the second time. Mewtwo looking real strong to start the season here. Wasn't the case for him last season to begin because he started off against Dedede and Bowser, and so that didn't look good, but then he went on a huge winning streak right after that, and that looked pretty nice. But he did end up 4th. Wolf ended up above him. I'm sure he wants to change that. I believe he may have beat Wolf both times actually. Maybe have to look back on that one. I'm sure we'll discuss that more in the future when they get to battle again this season. Only once, of course. Just like everybody else. Only one divisional matchup per fighter versus fighter. Mewtwo with the Super Mushroom. Can he get the first, I believe, the first flawless victory of the season here? I don't believe I pointed it out yet, so it would be the first. We would have to, of course, count anyone in the blue and yellow as also having, you know, maybe the quote-unquote first. Maybe even have to go off who had the earliest matchup with it happening first, because it's not really fair they didn't have a chance, you know, being that we are going set-wise red, green, blue, yellow. And Mewtwo is not going to get the flawless, however, will get the quick victory after getting knocked out for the first time. So, no big deal there. Mewtwo handling that very handily. Sheik had barely a chance. Big launches, but not the biggest. We got 2 left. We got one random one in here. 2 fighters that we have not seen before. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. I guess we're just gonna find out. It's Mega Man versus Villager. Randomly rolled all the divisions, and when we did so, these 2 guys who are right next to each other in the list have both ended up in the green division. Of course, I messed that up pretty badly, but all things considered, it still ended up as random as it needed to end up for the divisions, so it worked out. It worked out. That's what that one random episode we had for the beginning of this season was all about. Just doing the quote-unquote lotto for all the characters, getting them in here, and now we know. Knowing is half the battle. So they say. Mega Man with a big mushroom. In a very slight lead now, after Villager does a little more damage. Now Villager with the big mushroom. Can he put on the same kind of show as those that look like him? Ness and Lucas? Though they are from a different game and totally different characters. He's a tiny kid hopping around, floating around, all weird like. Will he be as good? And I don't know what to think about Mega Man. Hard to say what we should be thinking about any of the guys, except that we saw a lot of heavy hitters make it far last season. So, but not everybody. Ness did really well, and so did Lucas. So you can't really forget them. Peach, of course. Yoshi. Mario's not necessarily a heavy hitter. Wolf did really well even in the division of heavy hitters. So I guess maybe not all heavy hitters, but there were a lot of them. So it definitely helps have a little power behind you. No Pokeball help now, again, as we keep mentioning. It's nearly all about your own skill. The skill of the character, of course, and the AI, I guess, in this case. And one stock down each now. Mega Man hung in there for a little bit, but now back to even in stock. 47, now 67 on Villager's second. Mega Man big for a moment there, back to normal size. Getting Villager close to maybe a second knockout here. Trying to pile the damage on and take a decent lead here. Mega Man, though, now also has a Super Mushroom. Still not a whole lot happening with it. Waits for Villager to come back down from that fall. Launches him out of here. 58 now after those attacks on Mega Man second, but looking good here. Wow, Villager with a nice combo there. Brings things back to exactly even. One stock, no damage. That big old, I don't even know. It's like a giant medicine, not even a medicine ball. It's like a giant lead ball. Not even doesn't even really look like a bowling ball. Just a giant lead ball. Just drop that. That hurt. He's actually taking the lead now. And got the big mushroom. Wait a second. Winds are blowing. The winds of changes. Oh, but Mega Man catches him below and takes the lead at 48 to 86% right now. Not looking good anymore for Villager. Can bring this back kind of quickly though. Still got it, but Mega Man, he's got some big hit potential, it looks like. 96 to 87. It's 96 to 91. Anyone's game at this point. Mega Man with the Super Mushroom. Villager blocks the big hit coming in from it. Mega Man grabs him, throws him into the air, whirlwind into the air. Still doesn't get him. He waits again for him to come down. Can't quite get the knockout though. 103 to 128. Another big mushroom. And another one of those zaps from below. And that one will do it. Mega Man secures that victory. A pretty nice fight, I would say. 443. Oh, between the two of them. Ended it too quickly there. Sorry, guys. Whoops. But a pretty good fight, for sure. One that was pretty worthy of being our penultimate match of the night, of the set, of the day, whatever you want to call it. But finally, yes, the Bowser has to be last because he was first. He's against Shulk. So we shall see how Shulk can do against the number one. Good luck, sir. You will need it. Here we go. I don't want to spoil too much about what happened in the playoffs and the finals and everything, but you should also remind yourself of what happened without me telling you, if you did watch it. In regards to Bowser, obviously, because Shulk wasn't a thing then last season. Whoa, what a counter by Shulk, taking a huge lead on Bowser. Whoa, Bowser almost evening things up. He was only at 39 Shulk, and now he's at 67. Most of that came from one attack from Bowser when he came back. And I don't know, Bowser looks like he's maybe a little angry about that. We shall see if he can even things up truly or not. Doing a pretty good job of it at the moment, at least getting closer. Shulk's got speed, and he's now out of here. He's got speed up into the atmosphere. 24% on Bowser's second. Shulk now on his second. Bowser is tiny. A good opportunity for Shulk to take advantage of any of those. Big mushroom and bunny ears for him now. That's a good advantage too to have. Trying to get some big hits in there. Gets a couple of big hits in. 61% on Bowser. Ooh, big drop kick though. And another one evens this back up almost completely. Bowser going for the edge. Nope. Not happening. Got the big mushroom though. And that attack is going to be enough. Big old swipe. And there goes Shulk. 2-1 now. Smash. He's got smash, whatever that means. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to use it in time effectively. We've got Buster now. 95 on Bowser. See if that has something to do with countering or not. 95 to 40. Shulk needs this life off of Bowser pretty quick here. Damage piling on. We've said in the previous season, maybe about 50% is about all you can manage before you start kind of worrying about your chances. Now though, Shulk 58% gets Bowser down to 1. Oh no! He failed to get back up onto the ledge. What a huge fail that was. Oh my goodness, Shulk almost brought that one back to winnable range and then fell off the side of the map. That was horrible. We actually fixed. We went with our mini destination 2.0 version 2.0 this time for season 2 of our AI Shorts League, Knockout League, because after filming season 1, I realized that having a flat bottom on my mini destination map was knocking out a lot of CPU because they just kept getting stuck underneath the little platform, and that was it. So I changed that, and now it's not as bad at all, for sure. I did not expect that to happen on a map like Dreamland, but it did. And to Shulk's detriment, oh man, that hurts. Bowser, though, I mean, kind of lucky for him because it wasn't looking all that great at first for him. And he is, of course, the reigning #1 in the league. So, yeah. Now we got the end of things. So the wrap up, I suppose. We had Wolf again beat Chrom to begin things. Lucina defeated Corrin. Piranha Plant beat Diddy Kong. Kazuya defeated Bowser Jr. Bayonetta took down Link. Little Mac defeated the Mii Gunner. King Dedede defeated Toon Link. Mewtwo beat Sheik. Mega Man defeated Villager. And then just now, Bowser defeated Shulk. And again, we had Luigi on the bye. And that is where things end for now. Again, we're always going to give you the schedule coming up next, and also the schedule coming up next for the guys you just saw. So it's going to be, it's always going to be like I guess it would be 6 days. 6 days, unless 6 days, unless it's on a Monday. If you're hearing like yesterday, well, normally what would have been yesterday on your Monday stream video, whoever played that set is going to also then play on Friday again. So in that case, you'll see them only 4 days away. But other than that, whenever you hear, it'll always be another 6 days before you see these guys fight again. So we'll give the next set, which is going to happen either tomorrow, or if it's Saturday, going to happen Monday. And then we'll also give the next one for this. So next is going to be Blue. That's going to be tomorrow, set 1.3, Blue Division. We got Lucas, not in this order probably, because this seems like it's going to be a really awesome matchup. So probably not first, but maybe. Lucas versus Cloud, which I'm already looking forward to. Then we got Falco taking on the Inkling. We got Ganondorf versus Snake, which we've seen before. We got Wario versus Fox, which we may have seen before in the playoffs or something. Yeah, in the playoffs. We have Pichu versus Pacman, a new one. We got Meta Knight versus Palutena. We got Banjo and Kazooie taking on Ness. That might also be pretty good. We got Sora versus Ken. We got Captain Falcon taking on Rosalina and Luma. Rosalina and Luma. I don't know what I just said there. And finally, Steve, the Minecraft guy, versus Roy. And we got Rob, the robot, on a bye. So, yeah, I don't know. Some quite interesting matchups, I would say. And our next matchups then for the Green Division, the ones we just saw today, we're going to see next set for 2.2. And this would be, I don't know, I guess it would be, actually this one would be Monday. This one would be the one coming up next Monday. To start us off, it's going to be Toon Link for the week. Toon Link versus Mega Man. Villager versus Bayonetta. Luigi versus Dedede. Lucina versus Sheik. Link versus Bowser Jr. Kazuya versus Little Mac. That's two wins there on those guys going up against each other. Shulk versus Corrin. Wolf versus Bowser already. Are you serious? That's going to be awesome. And then we got Mewtwo versus Piranha Plant. And the Mii Gunner versus Diddy Kong. Chrom's on a bye. And that's it. That's what is to come. That's again, that's going to be our Monday set. The one we heard just a moment ago for the Blue Division. That's going to be our next one. I hope to see you in both of those, though, guys, and all the other videos and streams and whatnot to come. That's it, though. Until next time, I'm Randy, and this is Nerds Templar. Peace out, y'all. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Randy here with Nerds Templar, and this is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League Season 1. This is set 1 for the Blue Division today. So it's 1.3 is what I call it myself. What we got then is here on the screen. We're going to just briefly show this for the first four, 1.1, 2, 3, and 4 sets. First one for everyone here in the divisions, all 4 divisions. What we got starting off for the season, we got the bunny hoods, we got the good and bad mushrooms, all those on high frequency, and that's it. 3 stock as usual, and we are playing on Dreamland instead of the battlefield. And this is our springtime, spring-related, spring-themed season. So that's what we're doing. And again, Blue Division today. So we have Lucas versus Cloud, Steve versus Roy, Meta Knight versus Palutena, Falco versus Inkling, Pichu versus Pacman, Ganondorf versus Snake. That's an old matchup. See how Snake does this season. in a new division along with Ganondorf. We'll talk about that in a moment. Banjo beating Kazooie versus Ness to start us off, well, kind of finish things off in the bottom half, toward the bottom half. Sora versus Ness. Then we got Wario versus Fox is our second to last. That should be a good one. And then finally, Captain Falcon versus Rosalina, our number one in the division, finishing things off again for us against a newcomer. And then Rob, the robot, is on a bye. So let's just get started with things, huh? Why not? Got Lucas starting things off against Cloud. I thought this one might be interesting, so I kept it in the first spot there where it showed up. And we shall see it first. Lucas, number 4, I believe, coming into the season. In fact, he was and Ness was actually number 1, not Captain Falcon, because Ness did end up taking that from Captain Falcon. Ness is the best, was the best in the division last season, after the regular season, put it that way. Lucas, though, 3rd, so pretty good here. Very quickly takes Cloud out. Oh my goodness, what? Doing some edge things there. That'll help. Now he's got himself a big mushroom and a big lead on Cloud. Thought Cloud would be pretty good here in this. He's a heavy hitter for sure. See if that helps. He's a little lighter maybe though. Oh, and a horrible up B. Cannot get back to the map. Lucas gonna maybe easily win this one. It's like a worse up B than Ike's. Very Ike-like though, isn't it? Very Kirby-like too, if you will. See if he can make any kind of comeback. I don't think he will here. He's got 3% only on his last stock, that is. Lucas now down to 2. I mean, I don't know if we've seen this big of comebacks this season. That's the differentiating factor. We don't have Pokeballs anymore, just mushrooms and bunny ears, bunny hoods. It's not gonna give you nearly the advantages some of the Pokemon. Give you more advantage than like Goldeen might, but it's gonna be much more down to the skill of the characters themselves, what their own sets bring to the table, and of course I guess how well the CPU, how well the AI was done for each of the characters. That may play a little bit of a role, but again, yeah, much more than last season. And still, I mean, there's still a little bit of variancy in there perhaps with the way the mushrooms fall, but really there's not a whole lot. As we've seen, it's pretty straightforward for the most part, although there can be some swings because of some things happening due to mushrooms, put it that way, I guess. Whether there's swings or not is, I guess, all depends on the situation. Poison mushroom falls there. Lucas actually up to 116 now. Cloud at 56 on his last stock, so he's actually done tons of damage to Lucas, and he's got a big mushroom now. Thought he was going to land a big hit before that last one, but he did not. There's another big strike in there, though. 136 on Lucas, 61 on Cloud's last. Did make quite a comeback, though. I mean, comeback enough, at least. Just needs to finish the stock. That's what it always seems to come to, huh? Can't get that stock off. There's a big hit and a small mushroom. But Cloud has a shot here, 66% on him. Lucas, last stock now, though. Gets a big mushroom. Cloud back to normal size. Bunny hood for Lucas. Blocks that big hit. Cloud's small again. Lucas has a good chance here. And string together some big hits. Oh, blocks that one from Cloud. It's anyone's game now, 56 to 76. Cloud has brought this back after falling off twice very early. Oh man, what a hit. That's gonna do it. Cloud, coming from way behind, is gonna take that one. Almost the whole way behind. You can't get much further behind than that. But man, that is scary. Should frighten everybody else. What a way to begin things here. I thought it'd be good, and it certainly was. Again, Luke is a really good competitor, so to see that happen is impressive. We shall see where he ends up then. Man. That was crazy. Alright, next already. We got Steve. Taking on Roy. Sorry for the low battery nonsense. Playing a lot of Pokemon. Here we go, match number 2. 2 new competitors. Roy is Marth-like, Ike-like. I guess probably a little more like Ike, but still like kind of a mixture. Seen a Marth-like person in basically probably every division. There's so many of them. Maybe not the last one, because we saw 2 in green. Even start here. Even keeled. Oh, uh-oh. Wait a second. That's TNT. Oh, man. That did not do as much as I thought it would. Roy did take some damage, though. 57 to 81. Minecraft man Steve has all kinds of tools at his, oh, man, disposal. That still didn't knock Roy off, though. Man, that TNT does not pack the kind of punch that it looks like it's going to. But he's at 124%. The next one certainly would knock him off, I'd say. Oh, man, what a big attack, though, after getting a big mushroom. Absorbs that other big mushroom just for some extra time. And gets 1 stock from Steve, and we'll see what else he can do. Steve building up some, getting some dirt. Grabbing some dirt. So he can make some stuff. Makes a block in midair. Always useful. Get yourself back. For sure that's hacking though, or at least sandbox mode, right? Sadly, I've played like maybe 5 minutes of Minecraft in my life. Played a lot of Minecraft-like games though. Oh, the steps coming out. Almost flops it completely at the end. That would have been hilarious. He's already down to 1 stock, though. He's maybe not very good. DLC character here, Steve. Roy just taking it to him. The only damage Steve's really done was with those TNT blocks, and they did not actually launch him off the map. They only did damage. I mean, they almost launched him. I mean, I was surprised that he did get knocked off. That'll do it, though. Maybe with some help from the poison mushroom on the way through? I don't know. I don't think. But he did get hit by the poison mushroom on the way through. Roy now with the big one. And a big hit. And that will just finish it there. No more of this nonsense, he says. Perhaps a quicker version of Ike? Who knows? Maybe not. Probably doesn't pack the same kind of power. But there, he packed all the power he needed. Taking out Steve. Very easy fashion. Match number 3. And yeah, these are a little shorter now. Should all be under an hour now with only 10 matches each. Got Meta Knight versus Palutena, and they'll become a little faster after this first week, after we're done like kind of with all the explanation stuff. But maybe then the beginnings will stay about the same time, because we'll have records to go through, standings to go through after the first matches. So here we got one of the worst, I guess. Snake ended up being the worst in the division. In green, the ones that of course then moved, the low division moved to blue here. So now the lowest in the blue is what was the lowest in the green, just like everywhere else. And Meta Knight is second lowest, only ahead of Snake. Maybe a little unlucky due to some Pokeballs. We'll see if perhaps that was the case or not. but you can't get that unlucky, I don't think. Had to be, some of it had to be him, right? But again, a lot of new characters, a new division for him. So we shall see. Oh. Knocked out there pretty quickly by Palutena, only 28%. Who seems a little, I don't know, Zelda-like to me. Now, I probably used her once, maybe twice. A lot of these newer characters I haven't quite used. Seen most of them a few times, though. All of them, except the DLCs. But we'll see them all a bunch here. We're all going to get to know all the characters very well, very intimately. Here we have Palutena still, I mean, holding her own with this first stock pretty well. It's maybe a matter of time until Meta Knight gets the right hit. He's keeping his own percent kind of low at the moment. Which he must do. He's already, oh, I start off bad already. Another bad start to a season. But that is maybe what we should expect from the Meta Knight. I don't know. I don't know what any of you guys expect. If you would like to show me what you expect, let me know in the comments for the next coming schedule, and you will be allotted stream points at some point. In those stream points, or whatever you want to call them, where they're not like actual stream points, but they will act as basically nothing except maybe at the end of seasons or something. I will be giving like once we get memberships on the channel. I'll give like a free membership to whoever is able to accumulate the most stream points, or a free month of membership or something like that, you know. So some incentive, I guess, to do it, but there's obviously no monetary value behind the points that you would earn. But if you want to make your predictions, earn some points, and maybe earn some extra points if you get them right, do that in the comments. That's why I always let you know the schedules beforehand, so you have a whole day. You know, it's not a long time. You actually have a whole week if you get onto the ones now that I'm showing for the next rounds. I'm showing the ones coming up next, and I'm also showing the ones next for these particular fighters, which are 4 away, or well, I guess, yeah, 4 matches away from after this. And we're actually tied up now. Meta Knight able to bring it back after there were a couple quick eliminations there in a row. He's actually got a decent shot here. He grabs himself a big mushroom, and then he almost falls off the stage. Palutena maybe not quite as good of a melee character as Zelda is. Who knows? She has a lot of projectiles, though. That was a nice hit there. Tons of damage onto Meta Knight now. Yikes. 101, 46 on Palutena. Ooh. Meta Knight almost caught below her. Caught in, like, her fire blast. Her version of Din's fire, or PK fire. Looks a little more like a PK fire, honestly. Oh man, Meta Knight almost got her, but she doesn't quite have the percent for it, but he does, and Palutena takes the victory. Ooh, Meta Knight, so close. Now, we shall see what that means for both of them. It's going to take us a couple matches, a few matches even, to start really getting a gist for what's happening this season. But I think once that happens, once we see everybody fighting in a scenario like we are here, we're going to start getting a slight idea of where everybody would stand. Things will change slightly as the middle of the divisions move every season. But I think for the most part, yeah, we're going to start seeing people pulling ahead, people that are always below. We'll see, though. We'll see. And we're always, you know, from time to time, we'll have seasons that do spice things up again. We're going to have, at some point, a hazard season. I don't even know what that's going to be, but it's going to be crazy. This time we got Falco versus Inkling. Speaking of crazy, Falco is one of the better fighters. He's actually ranked 5 in the division coming into the season. Inkling obviously new to the to the league. So we will. Oh man, nope. Pretty good up B on the Inkling there. So Falco not able to get the quick knockdown on the ledge. It's like maybe I'll have to take a quick break in the video just to charge my controllers so we don't have to see that the whole rest of the video, right? Right now, pretty even. Falco, of course, was back and forth. He ended up 12 and 8 actually, so a little above 500. Not quite that 11 and 9 point, which is an interesting point. 11 and 9. 12 and 8, 11 and 9, 10 and 10 in this division. Falco just above, of course, those 11 and 9s from the previous season that are here. His buddy Fox, 10 and 10, the only 10 and 10. And then he was actually the last one to stay, and Falco kept him in the division by defeating whoever it was, I believe, that ended up going instead. It must have been Game & I think it was Game & Watch. Falco defeating Game & Watch kept Fox in the blue division here last season. Right now, off to an okay start, got the lead, but at 102%, yeah, I was going to say not far off from that happening. And Inkling does almost bring it back to even, only 29% on her. It does bring it back to even. Oh man. Oh, that was a tiny mushroom, never mind. Big mushroom for Falco. Now a tiny one for him, both back to normal size. Falco only a slight lead right now, 54-95. Big mushroom now again. Huge win here for the Inkling if you can pick one up against Falco. It's nice we have a sort of idea just for these other new fighters to be able to gauge their own skills slightly, knowing the records of these other guys from last season. And again, even without the Pokeballs, those records should tell us a little bit about their own skills. Unless, you know, some of them got extremely lucky, or extremely unlucky, perhaps. Who knows? That'll be, again, something we maybe discover this season and next season. Who knows if next season will be a crazy one or even more standard. I think we'll maybe go a little crazier than this, maybe not too bad. And then maybe we'll go, I do want to get and maybe after we do one more crazy one, we'll do 2 standard ones, one more standard like this, and then one extremely, like, maybe we'll even at that point do Final Destination. I kind of want to get things a little more rotated around a couple times before we do a Final Destination season. But I think we will do that eventually. I don't know how interested, I know people love that one-on-one Final Destination, that's what it's all about. I don't know if you guys want that in an AI season, but we will do that once at least. Falco getting the next knockout here in a bit of a lead, but again the Inkling takes his quickly after. It's almost all tied up again. 9-37, one stock each. Falco fighting to be actually the first of the older competitors to win here in this division. Lucas and Meta Knight the only others to go so far. But yeah, when you're at the top 5, you don't want to lose your first match. Unless maybe you're playing someone else in the top 5 who's better than you. Oh no, Poison Mushroom for Falco. He went and got that one. And it could be his doom. Doesn't grab the good one. We got a decently long one here. Actually not seeing the dim screen as much as I thought we would. in this season, being that we don't have the Pokeballs, the matches would tend to be probably a little longer, but they haven't been that much longer for the most part. This one's dragging on a little bit though. Not a bad thing, of course. Have a lot less matches. It's okay if one of them goes a little long. Also, should hopefully be a good one if that's the case. This one is pretty good. Could be a really important one later on. Who knows? But if it... But, oh, yeah, there it is. Inkling is going to take it against Falco. Oh, man. There it is. Coming back at the very end there. It was close most of the time. I think she was behind most of the time, though. But they're taking it. And, yeah, 5:36 match. Beating someone like Falco, a great way to start things off. Just as we said about Cloud beating Lucas. All right, well, on we go then. Match number 5 of 10. Speeding right along. Pichu. Baby Pikachu. Versus Pacman. Oh, we'll grab Pichu again. There's our other down here. So many characters to look at now. Two little yellow guys, iconic. You know what? Maybe not Pichu, but Pikachu, I feel is honestly, these days with the kids, more iconic than Pac-Man. Pac-Man is more like, not even when I was a kid. He was iconic when I was a kid until Pokemon came out. So I would say more for like the 80s kids, early 90s kids, real early 90s kids, late 80s kids. That's where Pac-Man's iconic for them. I don't even know if my nephews, if he even registered. They know who he is, obviously. They know the games, but I don't think they even like pay much attention to him, interestingly enough, because of who. You know, he's Pac-Man, right? He's Pac-Man. Everyone's gotta love him, the beloved. Anyway, he seems kind of fun. I don't know what exactly he does with his little fruit thing there. It seems like he can gather them all or something and make it into a super ball to throw or something. I don't even know. But Pichu has the bunny hood, which is hilarious. It looked like it was just some like real tiny bunny hood between his ears. If I was seeing it correctly, but he's now got the big mushroom and he's the same size as Pac-Man. That's hilarious too. It's not big enough though. He's gonna lose his first stock. But don't count the little guy out just yet. Pac-Man now takes a tiny mushroom and he's now the same size as Pichu. And he almost takes advantage of it, but not quite. Oh, the Thunderbolt can't do it either. I don't know if that can be called a Thunderbolt with Pichu, maybe. Pac-Man standing on the hydrant. Doing a decent job here. Hanging in there. On 34% on his first stock. Pichu, of course, actually, I think Pichu is the lightest competitor, which also might not necessarily mean the weakest hitting maybe, but does have some strong electric attacks. Just maybe the physical attacks aren't quite that strong, but physical along with some electric involved, like that little grab there. A little different. That'll do it though. That little smack. Pac-Man finally down, but Pichu at 100. Oh, I was gonna say 70 something, but then 85 and knocked out. Pac-Man with an entire stock up now. Pichu with one left. Not great for the little guy. I don't know how well Pichu is gonna fare anywhere. That may be one that we just see in Pichu, and then in that case, he may end up staying in the blue for a very long time in the bottom. It's just what we've got to expect, but eventually, what may happen, I'm assuming, perhaps, will happen. It just all depends, really, but it's possible that as they keep moving, sometimes somebody will move in that will drop down into those low ranks, and someone from the low will climb their way out, move onward, and who knows if that happens enough, eventually someone like that's toward the real way bottom of the league, maybe they can even work their way up into the middle themselves. Who knows? Maybe even someone like Toonling. I don't know. picking, I think no, Snake. I'll say Snake because he's the worst of them all from last season. Pacman easily defeating Pichu there, the last life. Doesn't lose his second stock. Only like 82% or something there. So taking it cleanly from the little Pichu. Honestly, I love Pichu. I love Pichu. I love Raichu. Pikachu's great too, but I kind of like Pichu and Raichu more. Don't tell Pikachu. But yeah, Pacman taking that one. The right side fighter taking every victory so far in this one, out of half of them now. And now we got an interesting one. This is the first match like this we've had where we have two fighters from that have just moved to this division fighting each other. So they've fought before. They both moved now to this one and they're fighting again. Ganondorf versus Snake. The guy we were just talking about who is horrible. There he is. The Snake, 2 and 18 Snake. Ganondorf was 11 and 9, and this is one of the other interesting ones. Ganondorf and Wario at 11 and 9 were good enough to make it into the playoffs by a decent, by a couple matches, but they were not decent enough in the division to stay, and so they moved. And in fact, when they did so, they were better than the last person who stayed in the blue division, which was Fox at 10 and 10. And so technically, Ganondorf and Wario are better than Fox in the division, even though they've just gotten here. Meta Knight and Snake, however, are much worse. They're very bad. Ganondorf, however, fallen off the map there, and Snake has a pretty nice little lead. Ooh, Ganondorf can't knock him off with the heel kick because of the Super Mushroom, but after a few more, he gets him. Eventually, he gets him. And we're all tied up. Not great for Snake in that case. Ganondorf, very tough competitor. We'll see if he can maybe even do better this season. Maybe he just had a couple flubs because of Pokemon, I think there's definitely going to be some of those this season who definitely do better than last season, and some that do definitively worse than last season. And I think it'll be due to we won't know it maybe unless someone really went back and wanted to find out for themselves, which would be probably a lot of effort. Oh man, small mushroom there. It kicks in after that, it looked like. But yeah. I think we'll have, whether we know it or not, some changes that are based on the fact that we don't have Pokeballs here. We were tied up for a bit. Snake, though, with those rockets, takes the lead again. Interesting here. Very interesting. Again, these guys fought last time. Snake, I think he won one interdivisional and he beat Meta Knight once. Those are his 2 wins. So not Ganondorf. Ganondorf trying to make sure that he doesn't defeat him for the first time ever. The guy that everybody knows is the worst in the league from last season. Everyone knows it. The AI know it. Ganondorf here certainly does, and he just got a Super Mushroom. He needs it if he's going to have any chance of bringing this one back. He's at 98%. Snake putting on a bunch of damage. And Ganondorf missing everything. Snake is in charge. Ganondorf, wait a second. Wait a second. Another Super Mushroom. Snake's at 57. Oh, 80 now. And there it is, Ganondorf. Bringing it back, making sure. And a Poison Mushroom at the end for good measure. Making sure that he does not lose to the worst. And Snake going to start this season off 0-1. But not Ganondorf. Not Ganondorf. That was a good one. It'll be a while, I am sad to inform you. Be almost one of the last matches we see where Ganondorf takes on Wario, which is, again, those guys were tied in the division, in the last division where they came from. They had the same record, and I believe they may have gone 1-1. Have to check that, but it's okay, because it's going to be a long time till we finally see that one again. But that one's going to be much better than those guys taking on Snake or Meta Knight, which again, there's not really any other match of characters who move divisions fighting again amongst themselves that's going to be like a real good one to watch. Ganondorf and Wario would be the one. There might be one like from the yellow that moved to the red, maybe like Marth and Lucario or whoever else was up there. Pit. And, yeah, Pit did move. Pit would be another one, maybe. I think he moved. All right, anyway. Next, this one I'm kind of excited for because I love Banjo-Kazooie. That was such a good game. It is such a good game. And not only is it Banjo, seeing him for the first time, we're seeing him taking on Ness. Ho, man, the number one in the division at the end of the regular season last season. And he was actually number 2 overall in the league at 15-5. Apart from everyone else at that 15-5 point. The only guy better than him, Bowser, at 17-3. I'm not going to mention what happens in the playoffs of last season. I'll leave that for you guys to go back. Or, you know, we'll talk about it in the future. Maybe you know, halfway through this season or something, we'll start, or we'll lower the spoiler, draw the spoiler curtain away. But for now, we'll keep it up, at least for playoffs. I'll tell you all about the regular season results, though, of course. Right now, Ness is just destroying Banjo. He's got a mini mushroom back to normal. I'd really love to play me some Banjo-Kazooie. It's been a long time, and I just love those games so much. I'd love to do a run of that. Is that on the Switch? Man, I just got to get the Switch membership back. It's so cheap. I was hoping to maybe get the year one for me and the kids and everybody, the whole fam. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I got to get it for myself for sure. Ness is not able to make it back to the map, and oh, he had like no percent on him. And Banjo just takes a huge lead. Well, not a huge lead, I guess a little lead, but a huge swing because of the, like, that's where Ness was at like 30-something%, I think. So that was crazy. Now Banjo's starting to take quite a nice lead. Whoa. Ness with the poison mushroom almost he does get launched far enough that I don't know if he's gonna make it back. He's not. Banjo, to help us on mushrooms, I don't think he's gonna go flawless here. That would be a little insane. Nope, there's that. But still, I don't know if Ness can come back from this. Banjo-Kazooie and Kazooie are not holding anything back. Entering this division, entering perhaps the toughest division, it's hard to say, but there are a lot of tough opponents in this one, I think. We'll see maybe after the first 5 of 21 sets. Again, we have 21 characters, 1 bye. Everyone's playing each other, and then everyone's got 1 bye. It's going to take 21 sets to get everybody 20 matches then. And so, yeah, maybe after 5 sets, we'll start seeing something happen. It's going to take, that means... actually, it's going to take a month for that because we'll have 5. There's 4 divisions, but we'll have 5 sets every week. So one division will play twice a week. So we'll be able to get, in 4 weeks, we'll be able to get 5 sets in. That is insane. Just incredible. Banjo knocking Ness away from the map 3 times. That's how he did it. That's how he did it. Ah, you gotta love it. That was insane. Ness getting destroyed. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is it just because Banjo played it the right way? Played that Banjo the right way? Or is he just that strong? I don't know, because he didn't actually get the knockouts. He didn't do a ton of percent or anything. He just played it right. It was just, what? Tactical. Now we got another one that I'm excited for because it's another character, another main character from another game that I just adore. Just one of my great childhood memories. The original Kingdom Hearts, at least the first and second, I played a bit, and what was the DS Chain of Memories? But the first Kingdom Hearts, so good. I don't know about the later ones. I don't know if they get weird or anything, but Man, I love Kingdom Hearts. The first one, especially. The second one's awesome. He's going up. Sora, of course, is going up against Ken. Or Street Fighter Ken. Let us see. Now, I'm not sure. I've seen Sora once. I'm not sure if the spell changes every time you use it, or if you're able to change it yourself here. Had to keep an eye on that if you'd like. Or if the AI can change it. Or if it changes when you use it. Right now, Sora off to a bit of a lead. And then a little more of a lead after that throw. He kind of stands there and waits for Ken to return. Doesn't... Wow, he's kind of just shoving them all over the map right now. Oh, Ken blocking that combo attack, luckily for him. 51 to 124 already in favor of Sora. Thunder missing. Thundaga. Hopping away from, just keeping his distance from Ken, not the worst idea. You got the projectiles to use. Oh man, and a huge attack there. Already had a ton of percent on him. 66 to nothing now. Ken down one stock. Sora with a pretty good lead. I don't know what just happened. Ken must have blocked that. It's like absorbed into the void or something. Good Mushroom almost falls off the map, but Sora runs after and grabs it, and that may be another stock off of Ken if Sora can... Yeah, it is. Ken... Wait. Oh, man, Sora almost just... That would have had to be our first self-destruct, actual self-destruct we've ever seen, because he was going for Ken, who already fell off the map. He almost couldn't make it back. That would have been ridiculous. But he did. It's okay. But we're actually now, because he made it back, we're looking at maybe our first flawless of the season. Much harder flawless this season than last season. Unless you happen to be like a really big opponent going up against a really small opponent, and your really small opponent gets a few small mushrooms like Sora just did. But that is not going to mean as much for him, although it may take away his flawless victory here. To be the first one, can he do it? 107 on him now. 40 on Ken, who is not looking great. I don't know if maybe he's limited by his just having melee attacks. I'm not sure here. Poison Mushroom right there. Dodges through with that attack of Sora's. 59 possible. Sora can take this. There it is, the flawless victory for Sora. And I am pretty sure that was the first season. Good match. Decently fast. 3 minutes. Right on the dot. There it is. There you have it. Pretty crazy. Sora may be a pretty tough competitor, or Ken is just not good at all. Again, we're probably going to need a few matches at least to find out. 5 will definitely, I would hope, be enough for us to know most of that kind of stuff. Maybe not the exact of everything, but we'll know a decent bit, I think. 2 matches left. This one is going to be awesome. This is 2 playoff competitors going up against each other here. It's Wario, that other 11-9, and he's going up against none other than the 10-10 Fox that he and Ganondorf passed up when they came into the division. So, now we get to find out right off the bat whether Fox is better than them and just happen to have a little worse record because of his division, or if they are indeed better than Fox, or at least one of them, I guess. Wario smacking him a few times there in a row to start things off. Wow, again, Fox, not a great start here for him. Got the speed advantage, obviously, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it is. Like he has it. Off the side of the map, I don't know if he's getting back from that. No way. Wario, easy first stock taken for Fox. Fox who grabs the bunny hood. Oh man, now Wario probably can't even hit him now. No, he's got the super mushroom, so he's a little bigger at least, but he's still bunny hood Fox. Now he's just got a super shroom, so he might hit you twice as hard. Wario now with the super mushroom though. Oh no. Fox taking a couple motorcycle hits. Wario running people over the vehicles. Not legal. Anyone else have a vehicle in this game? I mean, Captain Falcon, I guess, has his ship that he uses during the Final Smash. Probably a couple others, like, oh yeah, Fox and Falco, but Wario, I think, the only one that has, like, I mean, yeah, there's nobody else, anyone like Wario. He's one of a kind, always. 2-2 now. Fox takes the first stock from Wario, but he's already at 83 now, 77 when Wario returned, but he's back on the offensive. Yeah, and a strong hit there. 110, Fox is out again. Yeah, Wario rides him into that super mushroom. But Wario's up an entire stock right now. A poison mushroom for him. All new divisions maybe for our set number 2 sets, 2.1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll put them in their first secondary. You're looking at a lot of secondaries for the first time, secondary skins. The ones that best match their division color. Wario, we of course had a bunch of greens for him, a couple greens for him last time. Now we'll have to find some blues. Doesn't look like he's gonna falter here. Got a pretty good lead, 60 to 98 with an extra stock. It is looking like perhaps Fox does belong below Wario and Ganondorf. But we'll see. We'll see what else the season holds. But again, unfortunately, we're only going to get one matchup per fighter in the division with other fighters in the division. That's all we can swing this for an entire season with so many fighters. With 84, that's a ton. So all we can do is one matchup each in the division. I'm just glad to be able to at least do that. Because everyone gets to at least fight everyone else once to know where they probably stand, right? And then from there, the playoffs will tell us a little more, and we'll just have to wait for subsequent seasons to get even more results, right? That's what it's all just about. It's about fun, binge-worthy stuff to watch, long series of things that, you know, aren't things you have to pay a whole lot of attention to if you don't want to. But yeah, things will flesh themselves out. I'm super excited to see how things go after several seasons with divisions swapping fighters from the middle. But yeah, of course, Wario taking that one. Nice and easy. One more left. We got that guy they call Captain Falcon. He's going up against a new character for us here, Rosalina and Luma. All right, here we go. Here we go. This should be interesting.
3, 2, 1, go!
Captain Falcon, one of the longest standing undefeateds from last season. We, of course, had none. Bowser was closest, but he still lost 3 himself. Another thing of interest, of course, see who does best in that regard this time around. If I'm not mistaken, Link was another one that was undefeated for a while. If not, he was at least at the top of the red division with only 1 loss by himself, just the only one with one loss for a while. But it's just funny because he already lost. After being one that fell so far that he moved divisions, he then lost his first match this time around. So, yeah, not great. Rosalina with the super mushroom, though. I think Falcon, Falcon now also, with his super mushroom, takes the stock of Rosalina with it. And the lead, which he did not have before that. Oh, okay. Rosalina is back. There's a little bit of edge fight happening now. Oh boy. Definitely in favor of Captain Falcon with the extra stock. He's doing tons of damage in the meantime while all this is happening. Avoiding most mushrooms and not the poison one that made him small though and knocked him out, or helped knock him out. Now he's got that big one. Oh, comes in with a huge fist. Doesn't get Rosalina out though. Still though, with the advantage. And 114 on Rosalina. She's probably not going to last long here. Falcon takes her second there. And he is at 26% only. Big hit there though, after Rosalina becomes big. Yeah, she's got a shot here. She's hasn't taken much damage here yet on her last stock. 67 on Falcon. She can get a couple big hits in, knock him out here, almost tied back up. Cannot wait though. Can't wait. Gotta do it. Quick. Luma. A little bit of help there maybe. Nudging Falcon off the side. Don't know if that's actually what happened, but it looked like it did. Rosalina almost had him there. Closer. 90% though. Got a shot. 109 on him. Oh no. Well, combo there. She's lucky he was small, I think, for some of that. She was also then big. And now that they're both regular size, Captain Falcon defeats her. And that is that. What we perhaps could have expected, but had to have Captain Falcon in the last match. Only fitting. So everything then is done, I suppose. Enough said. 255, pretty quick one. Pretty easy one. We'll see how many of those he has, but again, there's something about this division. I feel like it's one of the strongest, and I feel like it only honestly got stronger with the changes because Wario and Ganondorf came over to here. I feel like that just made it harder. So, I mean, just listen to the top of this. So we have Ness, who lost, which is crazy. We have Captain Falcon. We have Lucas, who also lost, which is crazy. We have Rob, who was on a bye, and then Falco, who did he lose to? Yeah, he did. But they're all better than Wario and Ganondorf, and then Fox. So those are all division, or should probably say playoff competitors. Though that's how many there are. I think it may be the division with the most from last season. That may be one way to show how good it is. Actually, I can see that pretty quickly just by looking at the records. Yeah, they're by far. There was 6 from red. There were 5 that are in green now that made it. And there were also 6, there were 5 also in yellow. And then there were an entire 8 from the blue division here that made it into the playoffs last season. So there's that. And that's the end of things. So, of course, we had Cloud beat Lucas, Roy beat Steve, Palutena beat Meta Knight, Inkling beat Falco, and Pacman beat Pichu. It's funny, our right side competitors won the first 5, the left side won the next 5. Ganondorf defeating Snake, Banjo defeating Ness, Sora beating Ken, Wario defeating Fox, and Captain Falcon defeating Rosalina. What do we have coming up next, you may ask? Our last set 1, the yellow division, our last competitors After that, we're going to have seen everyone except the 4 bye competitors once. Gonna be good. This is the order you're going to see them. Sonic is taking on Pikachu, the new guy to the division. Sonic taking on one of the old Pikachu. We're going to start things off right off the bat like that. Then we got Duck Hunt taking on Ridley. We got Richter versus Samus, another one new to the division there, Samus. Then we got Min Min versus Sephiroth. The Wii Fit trainer taking on the Ice Climbers, another new to the division, but one that had made the playoffs. That the only 9 and 11. Then we got Incineroar versus Joker, could be pretty good. Isabelle taking on Olimar, one that was in the division. Olimar, that is, remained in the division, and he was also 10 and 10 with Pikachu there, made the playoffs. Then we got Daisy, like Peach, versus the Mii Sword Fighter. Then finally, second to last, we got Ike taking on Zero Suit Samus, the number 2 at the end of the season, Ike, versus one of the newcomers from the blue division, Zero Suit Samus. And then finally, we have the one that ended up number 1 at the end, Pokemon Trainer, taking on Robin, a new one to the league entirely. And Mr. Game & Watch is on a bye, who's from the blue division, and interestingly enough, had the first bye last season as well. So he's got it again this season in the yellow division. And that is what we have for them. And then so if you are interested to get a little jump start on things for this division, the set 2.2 or set 2 for the green, or I'm sorry, set point 2.3 or set 2 for blue is going to be Inkling versus Meta Knight, Palutena versus Banjo and Kazooie, Rob versus Falco, that could be good, Fox versus Sora, Ness versus Captain Falcon. Oh man, that's insane. Like right off the bat, we get that second match. We get number 1 versus number 2 from last season. Whoa. Rosalina versus Lucas, Roy versus Wario, Snake versus Steve, Ken versus Pichu, and Cloud versus Pacman. Ganondorf's on a bye. That one is going to be awesome next week, guys. And that should be, I believe, Tuesday next week that one will be on. But of course, next one will be tomorrow. Will be that yellow division matchup. Our first yellow division guys going up. And we'll still have one more, which will be coming up, which should be Saturday, but it'll end up being Sunday. And that'll be the 2.1 for red division, which will then move us into Monday normal schedule, then 2.2 for the green. And on we go. That's all I got for you guys for now, though. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know who you think is gonna win the next matchups. Until then, I'm Randy, and this is Nerds Templar. Peace out. Hello and welcome everybody. Randy here with Nerds Templar, bringing you once again the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. And this is Season 0 officially, Season 1 officially. And this is the yellow set number 1. So this is the 4th time around in set number 1, if you will. The last of the four divisions to go. And final time, we'll look at this quickly. You'll know it for sure by now, probably you already do. It's the springtime themed season, so we got the high yield of bunny hoods and super and poison mushrooms, all those coming out for our fighters here in our regular 3-stock battle. And we're playing on Dreamland to go along with the spring theme. So we got today, again, yellow team in 10 matches every day, all season long. It's going to be 10 matches, all divisional ones. It's going to be the same through the whole time. It's going to be red, green, blue, yellow. But we're going to be doing 5 a week videos, that is. So every week we're going to get an extra. The first person that plays during the week will end up playing last. And so then the next week will come around and the next new person will play first and then also last. And so this time around it's red, green, blue, yellow, red. And then next week it'll be green, blue, yellow, red, green, and then so on and so forth. So right now we got yellow. 10 matchups in one bye, 21 opponents, competitors in each division. We got this time around Sonic taking on Pikachu, and a newcomer to the division that we've seen before in Sonic taking on Pikachu, an old-time veteran of the Yellow Division now after Season 0. Then we got Duck Hunt versus Ridley, 2 newcomers. Richter versus Samus. Samus, another newcomer to the division. Min Min versus Sephiroth, 2 new opponent, new to the league in general. And we got the Wii Fit trainer and the Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers also new to the division, but they actually made the playoffs at 9 and 11 last season. Didn't do so well, I suppose. Incineroar versus Joker is after that. 2 new to the league. And then we have Isabelle versus Olimar. Olimar from the Yellow Division last season. And we have Daisy versus the Mii Sword Fighter. Again, 2 new ones there. And we have Ike, the second place from last season in the regular season. Had first all season until the very end. Taking on Zero Suit Samus, new to the division. Did not fare very well last season in the blue. And finally, we have Pokemon Trainer, that one who took the first place spot at the very end of the season from Ike. Taking on Robin, again, another new one to the league entirely. And we have Mr. Game & Watch, who's new to the division on a bye. He was the first on a bye last season for blue, oddly enough. He's first on a bye this season for yellow. And so, let us begin. Let us begin. Sonic taking on Pikachu. And of course, no special skins just yet. This is only week 1. You can almost say set 1, subset number 4 if you want. Set 1, division 4. That's why I just say Yellow Division. It's not necessarily the 4th, it's just the last one we're doing. But yeah, so Sonic did not do well last season at all. He ended up, where did he end up? 6 and 14. So he ended up winning a few toward the end of the season, but still wasn't very good at all. Pikachu won just enough to make it into the playoffs pretty much at 10 and 10. Had, I guess, kind of a cushion there, but not much. And so, you know, I guess seeing if he can return to the playoffs here this season. Maybe, perhaps, slightly less. I mean, there's obviously more competition because there's just more fighters, but maybe the competition that he now has to face is slightly less worrisome than the ones that left, which were, Jigglypuff, Lucario, Marth, and Pit. Pikachu and Olimar both 10 and 10 last season, so eventually we'll get to see that rematch. Oh man, a big knockdown attack from Pikachu there. Gets that first stock from Sonic, and we are off. Little Pikachu slowly running across the map to get that big mushroom, and back to normal size. Sonic is now tiny. Got some bunny ears. Oh my, he's gonna just hop himself right off the map with those things. You'd think this would be a slightly interesting matchup. I don't know, two lighter weight speedsters. Pikachu, now the poison mushroom on him is gonna be enough for Sonic to get that knockout. Only 37-53 now on Sonic, but still, in this, right in this, would be maybe an interesting way to see things start. Sonic with a win. Avoiding the big mushroom. Pikachu gets it. Sonic back to normal size, just regularly, naturally. Giant Pikachu. Gigantamax. He launches himself over to the poison mushroom. That was silly. 80% on Sonic. Bunny ears for Pikachu. Into the big mushroom. Still has a slightly decent lead here, Pikachu that is. Ooh. Avoid Sonic there. Sonic now with the poison mushroom, and Pikachu takes advantage. That knockout at only 87% on Sonic there, and he's down to his last stock. Pikachu is giant again. Pika! Watch those giant thunder shocks. 67 on Pikachu's second. Got another super mushroom. He's grabbing all of them. It is going to be quite helpful if you get that many super mushrooms over your opponent. And especially if your opponent keeps getting poison mushrooms, like Sonic has now. Everything's back to normal, everyone normal sized. Bunny ears on Sonic though. And Pikachu's got another super mushroom. Yeah, it's good. We turned up the frequency. The goal was to just have mushrooms kind of raining from the sky. the whole match, which kind of is what happens. Of course, then we threw the bunny hood in there, so there's always the chance that falls instead. If we didn't do that, then of course there'd be more mushrooms raining from the sky. But that's alright. That's alright. The slight variance is okay, I feel. That's alright. Especially because there's two different types of mushrooms, so we do get more of those than the hoods. And Pikachu pulls a poison one, and at 109% just barely stays on the map. 77 on Sonic's last, though. He's got a... Never mind. He's just gonna roll himself straight to oblivion there. And Pikachu wins, just like that. Well done, Pikachu. Great job at the end there. You did so much. Wow, 4-14 match. A little longer with these two featherweights. Sonic was just done playing, so he just went off the side of the map. All right, that's how things start for the Yellow Division season. Duck Hunt, one of our new characters, up against another new one in Ridley. A very similar fighters here, obviously. Time will only tell. Maybe you guys already have like a slight idea of how this is gonna go. They're not necessarily DLC fighters. They are new to the league, however. Ridley is now a giant dragon thing. I don't know what, I'm pretty sure he's a dragon, right? Basically even though. Back and forth we go. Are those like flaming oil cans he's throwing there? What? Didn't connect. Neither did, I don't think, the guy with the sombrero. Oh. Ridley not able to make it back to the map. Duck Hunt gets the first stock in a lead for like a half a second. Ridley came back and changed that. Made things square. No one seems to be able to grab that bunny hood there. Ridley finally gets it. They're both kind of going for it. Cowboy, I don't think he hit anything there. Oh, there we go, the gangster. Again, extremely close in percent this entire time. Super Mushroom for Duck Hunt. Ooh. The shot there, though, takes a few shots from Ridley, who's now big himself again. Oh! Grabs him, punches him a few times, and whips him off the stage. And now Ridley up a stock, 81% on it. Oh, man, and Duck Hunt immediately comes back and answers. And we're down 1-1, 0% each. What a fight we got on our hands here. Only going to see one of every fight in the division this season. Everyone fights everyone else once. That's all we got time for. And no interdivision matchups, because that's already a long time. That's a few months time just to get through all these matchups, because there's so many opponents, so many, 84 altogether. So the playoffs are going to be pretty comprehensive, I would say. So you should be all right. And then further seasons will determine many more things. Whoa, Duck Hunt! Oh, yeah, the duck saves him there. That big up B, and he comes back strong. Whew! There goes Ridley in Duck Hunt. The strong victory there. Seemed like a pretty good match, unless they're both bad. It seemed like a good one. All right. Much closer than our last match, at least. Is that? Now we got another one, obviously. We got Richter taking on Samus. Richter, new to the league. Samus, new to the division. Actually, almost made her way. She started off decent last season, then went horribly wrong through the middle, and then kind of won a couple matches, I think, toward the end again, like Sonic. But she was 7-13, so just a match above Sonic, a little closer to perhaps playoff contention. Maybe if a few matches went her way, who knows? She would have made playoffs and could have made a run. Once you get to playoffs, right? You never know what's going to happen. Samus off to a pretty bad start here, though. Richter, perhaps a decent opponent. Fighter, competitor, character. Samus may be able to make it back because of the bunny hood there. And turned tiny while she had Richter in her grasp, and maybe that helped him turn things around there. He eliminates her first. He is up to 73 now. Maybe Samus can bring things back a tad here. A few big hits. That was a nice one. And then gets the poison mushroom. Not great. And Bunny Hood's almost blown off the stage. She grabs one before they both are. Rolls herself toward Richter. Gets the super mushroom by mistake. Which helps her immensely to almost bring this back to even, actually. 26 on her, now 41 to begin the second stock bout. But quickly, oh yeah, brought things back. Richter trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Again, seeing the ordinances of Richter in the person of Simon already earlier in the week. I believe he's in the red division, right? Yeah. And he fared quite well. In fact, he beat Peach. So we could pretty much kind of go into this, I guess, maybe thinking perhaps Richter had a good shot, knowing what Samus did last season, knowing what Peach did last season, and knowing that Simon had beaten Peach already. But hey, Samus still a decent shot here. Ooh, speaking of decent shots, that one connects 99% on Richter after that energy blast. And throwing axe in one of those weird spinny blade things. 99 to 84. Samus in some trouble. Chain whip hits, and Samus 111 now percent. I think she may be done here. She needs an immediate. Oh wow, that is just not even a fair move at all. What? So yeah, Richter wins. That's a crazy up A charge attack that has the most ridiculous range ever, and Samus is not going to survive that. Nope. All right. Another one with two new competitors to the league entirely here. And this time, we got two DLC fights going up. Actually, I don't know if we've had... I think we may have had this. Maybe not, though. This may be the first time two DLC fighters are fighting each other. But it's Min Min versus Sephiroth. Two characters I know nothing about. I mean, I know a lot about Sephiroth himself. as a character, I guess, not in SSBU. I know what Min Min is. ARMS seems like a kind of a cool game. I don't have it, but I wouldn't mind having it, playing it, trying it out. But we'll see how they do in SSBU AI. Sephiroth is big, makes that long sword even longer. I mean, it's massive. It's going to cover like the entire map, especially when he has the super mushroom. Yeah. Not a whole lot happening yet, though. A little damage piling up, I suppose. 98 now on Min Min. And Sephiroth, yeah, just knocking her away from the map. That'll do it. Min Min down already here. Trying maybe the same tactic, and it works for her. Sephiroth not able to make it back to the map, and we're tied again, 2 stock each. Jumps on Sephiroth, he falls to the ground, unconscious. Getting the lead in percent here for Sephiroth, 57-16. Big energy blast hit from him. A lot of characters with energy blast attacks, right? Oh, flurry of kicks from Min Min. That's not going to do much since Sephiroth had no percent on him, really. Oh, there's another strong up A. Doesn't have the range that Simon and Richter's does, but still pretty decent range for Sephiroth there. Another nice elimination from him. Say nice fight overall. Again, that flurry of kicks, not able to do it, but that one more does it. And again, we're back to even. Quite an interesting matchup. Again, you never know with 2 new fighters if it's just that they're both bad, equally bad, or if you know, maybe they're both equally good or average. Like I said in the last video for the blue set, I feel like maybe after 5 rounds for everybody, we'll start getting an idea of how things are faring. And then about 10 matches in, halfway through, I would hope start seeing certainly some patterns forming, just like last season. But with so many more opponents, it's going to be a little crazier, but also a little less crazy because it's not Pokeballs anymore, as you can obviously tell. Doesn't mean we'll never go back to doing that. In fact, next time maybe we'll even do Pokeballs at Saffron City, which would be even more insane, or at Pokemon Stadium or something. But that's for the future. That's for a future season. Anywho, right now though, what's happening is Min Min is in a lot of trouble with 1 stock each. Sephiroth, only 48%, Min Min at 132. Sephiroth is small right now, helping her. She only needs a couple big hits, and she can do this, or just to knock him off the map like she did the first stock. Sephiroth obviously just an easy hit away, and almost with another one of those strong up A attacks. Can't hit it. Min Min dodges. And can she dodge that? No, she cannot dodge the Dark Energy Blast. Too big coming from the supersized Sephiroth. And there you have it. Sephiroth wins it in 4-16. So, in case you're wondering, we've had Cloud, Sephiroth, and Sora all win, if you want to count Sora in with Cloud and Sephiroth. I do. He doesn't fit in anywhere else in this game, so yeah. They all won. All the Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy adjacent characters won their first match. We have Wii Fit Trainer, the new trainer to the league. And she just so happens to, she's not up against the other trainer in Pokemon Trainer today, but she just so happens to be in the same division as Pokemon Trainer. She is going up against the Ice Climbers. I guess this can also be, at some point, we can go with the guy, but, yeah, there are, yeah, I was going to say, there should be blue, green, red, and yellow. There we are. So, of course, for her, secondary, it'll be just her and the actual color of her division, and then for the tertiary, we'll sub in the guy. The guy will come in, and we'll probably do the same for Inkling, I think. And I think for the ones that are actually named, like Corrin's, we'll probably just choose the female for that. And I think, I don't know, maybe I was looking at it, and I think for other purposes and perhaps other future things that we may do here, I was gonna maybe make one of them just make it the either one of them the female, like permanent, or one of them a male permanent. Out of, like, there's 2 or 3 of them that you can choose either a girl or a boy version of that character. And I think just for, like, numbering purposes, one of them, we needed just one to be either the girl character or the boy character, and the rest could be the other one. But I cannot remember. Right here we got, again, Ice Climbers playoff contender last season, the last to make it, very last, the only 9 and 11 in the league. Did obviously end up moving divisions because it was not good enough to stay in that blue division. Good enough for playoffs, not good enough to stay in the division. We'll see. We will see how they fare here in yellow. Yellow's an odd division. It's made even more odd now because of half of them moving. Of course, it was a small division last season, so half moved, bottom half moved, top half stayed. But that top half was the bottom half of the top half was tedious at best. Pretty much tied almost the whole time with the rest of the bottom. So, yeah, I don't know. They may struggle a little bit here, and that's Pikachu and Olimar I'm speaking of. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll, again, find it a little easier without those other opponents. Maybe those opponents were actually quite good, and this entire division was quite good. It's hard to tell. That's why these subsequent seasons will help. That's why the changing of the divisions with the characters and, like, toward the middle will help. And what we're gonna do is basically the rank in every division, rank 9 to 15 is gonna be what moves. So that's 7. The top 8 and the bottom 6 will stay, and the middle 7 will be moving on every season to a new division. Right now, in this match, the Wii Fit Trainer just sort of tied things up, but she lost the first stock, and she's now at 55 to 67 here, as they both moved to 2. Ice Climbers kind of handling things, I suppose, right now. They had some chances. They were in some decent positions in the division. These were actually the ones that if they won, I think it was Falco they had to beat to stay in the division, and they did not, so Fox ended up staying instead of them. So yeah, they were close. They were actually over 500 for at least several sets last season. It'll be interesting to see where they end up, I think, here. Just like perhaps Link, that just was on the cusp and ended up moving divisions, could be the new breath of fresh air they're looking for, that they needed to make it to the top of a division. Wii Fit Trainer in some trouble now at 154%, but 91 on Ice Climbers. It's not so bad for her. Able to stay on from that attack. Of course, with divisions changing, but some staying, the top will stay. So that means those that can remain at the top will command a division for a long time. And the bottom stays, which means that those in the bottom need to work if they want to get a little new setting for themselves. As the ice climbers do finally get that stock, and oh my, don't make it back to the map there. They were right next to the ledge. He didn't grab it, and so lost that, even though he's over 100% on the stock, he lost it just by falling off the side. Still has a decent advantage, all the damage he's putting out right now. 79% on Wii Fit Trainer. Barely anything on the ice climbers. Dodges that sun. We're running back and forth with Bunny Hood doing nothing. Just doing some sprints. Wii Fit Trainer. What it's all about, exercise. Unfortunately, because of that, yeah, she's just gonna get knocked out here. No, I'm kidding. I mean, she's done pretty well for herself here. Almost even, kind of, with ice climbers, it seems. At least again this particular time around. Without the Pokeballs and things are a lot more stable. The results are going to be a lot more what they should be, like in, you know, just a general match. Something that doesn't have any special stuff, but, you know, we want a few special things happening. We want something a little more interesting than what we will eventually do, you know, no items or anything and on Final Destination and do a whole season like that, I guess. But that's not going to be every season. 5:21 match, that was a super long one. But yeah, I mean, Wii Fit Trainer, kind of close, I guess. Ice Climbers didn't really have to worry a whole lot there, though. That was our halfway point, if you're wondering. Next, we got two more new to the league. We got Incineroar taking on a DLC character, Joker. I know a lot of people like this guy. I can't remember what game he's from. Incineroar, I can't remember what game he's from either. Just kidding, he's a Pokemon. I believe he's from Sun. Yeah, he's Litten's evolved form, and that is Sun and Moon, right? I wasn't thinking about that. I was making sure I had the name. It is Litten, right? Yeah. Litten, and honestly, I don't know if I can think of the second one's name. Maybe I'm just being silly. But then, of course, Incineroar here. I guess they wanted to maybe, I don't know, maybe he's something in the anime that they made him a guy here in the game. Or maybe it's just because he's a, you know, Pokemon that everyone was supposed to know from that time period, because this was around when Sun and Moon came out, right? So, yeah. With a really, really quick first stock taken there, because Incineroar is super strong, got some super strong attacks. He's a bit slower, but if you can hit the attacks, then it doesn't matter. And he is hitting the attacks. Joker goes down again. It's not looking good for that guy. Not against the supercharged Incineroar. With that fire belt, wrestling belt. Got a bunny hood and a super mushroom. Frightening. Is he going to be our second to go flawless? Which is almost like also first to go flawless, because, you know, they didn't have a chance to play before the blue division when, who was it, Sora, that went flawless last time around. Oh, no, he won't, because he is just going straight down. Tried to make it back, couldn't quite. Lost that, but is not going to lose this match unless, I don't know, I guess, I suppose Joker could make some ridiculous comeback here. He's got whatever that crazy thing is, a little spirit going on with him there. Just disappeared when that bar ran out, of course. Now, refilling, but it's not going to have any time to refill. Incineroar is taking this one. Yep. He did it. He did it. 218. That's a pretty quick one there. Not flawless, and so Sora remains the only flawless victory so far in the first at all this season. First sets only, of course. We have 4 matches left in this first set week. In our yellow division subset of set 1. Isabelle versus Olimar. Olimar, one of the veterans of the yellow division, but only seen Pikachu so far. Still have Ike and Trainer to see. Only 4 of them. So, here's Olimar. Isabelle, new to the league. 2 tiny characters facing off against each other. There's so many tiny fighters in this now. Olimar actually getting a little destroyed here. He struggled a bit through the season, but he did end up 10-10 when all was said and done. So not bad. Playoff worthy. So there's that. There's also him still getting destroyed by Isabelle here. Oh, he got hooked. Not thrown off the map though. $127 on him already. 80 on Isabelle though. Olimar's starting to stack the damage up himself a little bit. Oh. Watch right below that. And that was a giant one too. I wonder if the rocket stays giant if she places it when she's Super Mushroom and then goes back to normal size, or if it's based on the size she is when it comes up. Oh, Olimar there with that Super Mushroom of his own, able to take the first stock, and slightly tied up Olimar, caught by that rocket for a moment. Isabelle tiny now. Tinier than usual. Olimar again starting to fall behind in percent here. 17 to 69, 70 to 80. And he will not. Oh, yeah, he will make it back to the map because Isabelle just saved him after doing all that work to try to knock him off. Saved him and almost got knocked off herself. But nope, we're back. Both of them on the map, 34 to 103% though. Yee. Both of them have bunny hoods popping all over the place. Olimar, bunch of percent on him. Now he's supersized. Crazy with all those Pikmin supersized as well. Well, still not launched far enough. Isabelle now with the Super Mushroom. That is enough to do it. 59 on her right now. A decent lead. Not the worst. I mean, it's a good competitor. You want to win all your matches, obviously. But to, I guess, show your skills, a match win over Olimar, certainly not the worst way to do that. It's a competitor we've seen. Competitor who's stayed in the division. Means something, right? Maybe it means nothing. Isabelle shot here maybe to take him out. Well, nope, not much damage done while Olimar was tiny. Got a rocket on the top there. Oh, Isabelle fishing next to the rocket. She's trying to pull him up to it. It looked like. Another tiny mushroom. Isabelle grabs it, and Olimar, I mean, if he just wants to like do something here. Yeah, it looks like the rockets are based on the size Isabelle is whenever they're uncovered. Olimar cannot do the damage, I guess, get the hit necessary to take Isabelle out, even at 145%. He's at 93 on his last stock here. It's not looking good at all. He's back to normal size now after eating a poison mushroom. Isabelle wasn't able to capitalize on that. He gets another big one. Can he get the second knockout on this dog girl thing? No, he can't. She gets the big mushroom. Pokes Olimar and almost, yep, tosses him way out beyond the rainbow. And she shall take that one in about almost 5 minutes. 4.5. 4:47. Another pretty long one. But a decent one. Decent one. Considering again where Olimar was last season, not bad. Got 3 matches left. Daisy could be quite interesting, being the echo of Peach, who we know to be a good competitor from last season. Taking on the Mii Sword Fighter. A glorious battle. So, based on the way the other Miis have been doing, maybe doesn't bode that well for the Sword Fighter, but hey, they're not the same character, so you never know. He's up against, again, somebody who's probably going to be tough. Probably would not be surprised seeing her toward the top of the division when things are all said and done. Unless, again, we don't know for sure how strong that red division really was last season. Maybe all those fighters tied at the top of red really weren't elite, and they were just mediocre and all paired together in a mediocre division. Again, something we'll just have to find out as time goes by, as seasons progress. Swordsman able to get back to the map here. Taking some damage though, it's kind of still close. Daisy not landing all that many hits at the moment. A couple. Not many hits of any landing. Sword Fighter almost bringing it back with that one. Those two. And another little mushroom grabbed while he had Daisy grabbed though, and that didn't help at all. Ooh, that was crazy. She threw the turnip. I'm pretty sure it hit him, but it came back and also hit her from the tornado that he threw, right? So what happened, because he got hit, and he just got hit again. First stock gone from the Sword Fighter. Daisy 150 now. Hanging in there. Oh, not hanging in there any longer. Basically even again. Daisy, tiny mushroom. Uh-oh. Daisy gets back to normal size with the big one there. Bunnyhood falls. She grabs it, misses the club. Whoa, Sword Fighter going for the edge play and can't quite get it. Looked like he had it for a moment. Ooh, a big sword attack there. Daisy walked right into it. He's lucky he was small at the time. Ooh, club hits, but he didn't have quite that much percent on him. Daisy now with a poison mushroom. She's small. Big one for the swordsman. Ooh, the block. Turnip connects. Counter. Hip. Countered. And that hip is not. He's at 124 now. Daisy at 69. Another counter for Daisy. Oh, another poison mushroom for Daisy and a super mushroom for Sword Fighter that just wore off. They're both back to normal size with that super mushroom for Daisy. Blocks the big sword attack, gets grabbed, thrown in the air, 91 to 129, blocks the tornado, not the next attack. Tiny mushroom for swordsman, and that's gonna do it. There goes his second stock, and 101 on Daisy's second. It's a pretty good matchup, I would say, and again, considering that Daisy's probably gonna be a lot like Peach. Whew. This might mean the sword fighter is not so bad after all. I mean, not like we knew he would be or anything, it's just that the other Miis didn't do so well yet. They've only fought one match, everyone's only had one match so far, so we'll see. Sword fighter's big, Daisy taking tons of damage, she can't take another hit like that or she's in trouble, because she's down to one herself, or sword fighter tying things up quickly after losing his second hit. Oh, that's gonna do it. The super mushroom, Daisy falling again in right above him. She did that several times. She should have probably realized after the first one or two that it's gonna hurt. She continues to do that. Mii sword fighter. I guess not really a comeback. They were kind of pretty much neck and neck the whole time. But a great win for sure for him. And we'll see what that means for Daisy. I don't think I wouldn't worry honestly too much because again, going off how Peach competed last season. But we'll see though. I mean, Peach did again lose to start things this season as well. So who knows? Maybe she's really not that good either. She lost to Simon though, and Simon and Richter both seem extremely strong. So there's also that. 2 matches left now. Ike. That means that we got our 2 best competitors from last season to come. Ike is taking on Zero Suit Samus, one of the not so great competitors from last season. From the blue division, she comes, and it is the 5 and 15 Zero Suit Samus. So the last in this division to start the season who had a record, right? But it would mean she was also last in blue last season. So that's Zero Suit Samus, who's now big, and now she's normal size. I think Ike, no, now she's big again. And Ike was 14 and 6, even though he was, I believe, but he was the last undefeated in the league. Pretty sure he went over 10 wins, maybe 11 wins, or 12, perhaps even undefeated. No, I don't think it was 12, but it might have been 11 undefeated. And he ended up 16 and 4. So, I mean, I'm sorry, 14 and 6. So that's pretty crazy. I don't know if that means, I don't know what that means, honestly. But again, not dealing with the Pokeballs, it's going to be a little clearer who's where. And I feel like if people don't have any Pokeball support, Ike might just start clearing the house. I don't know. We shall find out. A lot more heavy hitters, a lot more characters in general, so a lot more heavy hitters, a lot more potential to just every division be taken by fighters that just have those big shots like Ike does, or somebody who's just thick like Bowser, King K. Rool. But we'll see, because Ness made it last season. Pikachu made it last season. A lot of small opponents were able to do pretty well, so not all of them did horribly. Zero Suit Samus was able to take Ike out for the first of his stock. Now tied 2-2. She's actually only at 44% herself. Doing kind of well here. You just need to avoid the big attacks. Oh man, stunned just before she got hit. Ike was, that is. Yeah, I know, easier said than done, of just avoid the big attacks. But yeah, that's what a fast opponent would need to do, obviously, over a larger, stronger opponent. We just tend not to see it, I suppose, but hey, you never know. Ike has taken a bit of a lead here, yep, and they're going to take a bigger lead. with that knockout after Samus hits about almost 100%. 36% on her from that one sword strike. That hurts. That hurts. She's now got a poison mushroom. Ike 54% on his second stock. Looking to just finish this thing after Samus kept it close for a bit. Blocks that big sword attack, but again, looks like it might only be a matter of time before he lands the one he needs. Size is shifting back and forth, but not much doing because of it. Ike's big now, though. Oh, wow, Samus blocks that attack. Not that one, though. Finally, Ike gets it. It's basically just a whole game of trying to play defense against him until he just ends up getting the attack that he's looking for to hit. So, in a case like that, it's tough to win if you're just constantly trying to defend against Ike. It's only a matter of time before you lose in that situation. Final match. Could be better than that, could be worse, could be about the same. We don't know because it's the best in the league Pokemon trainer, or best in the division Pokemon trainer, taking on a new one completely in Robin. This is one that, of course, has both a male and female version. Wherever Robin is. Where is Robin? Robin. Oh. Yeah, okay. It's not a DLC character. Robin is at least like, to me, I don't know any guys named Corrin. And what's the other one? Byleth. I don't know anyone named that at all, so that one I guess doesn't matter. But Corrin, I only know girls named Corrin, so that's probably going to be the one that ends up we just use the female character of. And then, yeah, it doesn't matter for Byleth, I guess, and Robin can be the guy. That'll work. I don't know why we have Pokemon Trainer in our hand here, but that works. That works. Trainer versus Robin. New character to the league, but not a DLC character. Robin, Pokemon Trainer again, the best of them in the league here. And again, in the division. I'm sorry, in the division of Yellow. Just passed up Ike. I think like either the set before last or the very last set passed him up and took the first place spot from him. See if he can continue his winning ways. He / both of them, because again, just actually will work out just like the others that like Inkling, or what's the other one I said that we like Wii Fit Trainer, where the main one, like the female version of the trainer, the Wii Fit Trainer that is, will also have the female for the secondary, but then for the tertiary skin, if you will sub in the guy, so he'll come in. So technically you could almost think of them as like two in one fighter team, but only one fights at a time. Same with Pokemon Trainer, which we've already seen. It actually works the exact same way, where the secondary is also a male, and then the tertiary was the female version, and that was actually just because of the colors. But it worked out. It worked out. That again, we have the tertiary sub in the other character. The female version came in, but we won't do that again for the named characters like Robin and Corrin and Byleth. We're gonna just pick one for those, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Not sure exactly. Yeah, Robin will probably just be the guy. Byleth will probably just be a guy for Byleth and Robin, and Corrin will be the girl. And right now, we're actually like neck and neck. So, never mind. Charizard is going to make sure that is not the case any longer. That Super Mushroom certainly helps. Giant Squirtle now comes out. Giant both of them though, because yeah, they both have Super Mushrooms. Squirtle now back to normal size. 164% easily launchable, obviously. Ivysaur out now and launched. Charizard comes out now to begin the second stock for the Pokemon Trainer. Go. It's a nice blast there. Almost even with percent again here. Byleth. Looks like he's got some sword strike charge there. Oh, it changes to a spell book. Would you perhaps call him a spell sword? Back to the sword, charging that thing up. Knocked off the stage. And it got an aqua colored book that time. Out. The red book for fire, probably. Charizard with a big lead now, though, Pokemon Trainer. Oh no, but the horrible up B. And there goes Pokemon Trainer's second stock. I can't believe it. Just like that, Robin with a decent lead here. But a lot of percentage. Squirtle, super-sized Squirtle, is able to take that stock. A big hit there from Robin, though, and a tiny mushroom for Robin. 42 on Ivysaur. One stock left each. Robin gets the big mushroom. Charizard comes out to try to deal with it. Oh no. Whatever dark plasma spellcast that was landed successfully for a moment. But wait a second. Big Charizard falls off the map again. Regular size now, 105. Oh! That almost did it. Big Charizard again, almost with the flame charge, takes Robin out, but can't quite. Another big mushroom doesn't do it. Now Robin with the big mushroom, 126 to 62. It's kind of anyone's game. Robin just needs one nice attack, and there it is, connecting with the fire into the sword attack, and there goes Charizard. Down goes Pokemon Trainer. First match of the season, the best of the best in the division loses to Robin, newcomer, and a nice match for sure. And obviously then that bodes pretty well for Robin. Again, for Ike, for Pokemon Trainer, wouldn't worry a whole lot. We've already seen what they can do. So yeah, but that's it, guys. That's our 10 matches for the end of the last subset of our first set here, the Yellow Division. Sonic losing to Pikachu to begin things there. Duck Hunt defeating Ridley. Richter defeating Samus. Sephiroth beating Min Min. The Ice Climbers defeating the Wii Fit Trainer. Incineroar beat Joker. Isabelle beat Olimar. Me Sword Fighter defeated Daisy. We had Ike beat Zero Suit Samus. And just now had Robin defeat the Pokemon Trainer. Game & Watch again was on a bye, so we'll see him next time. Speaking of next time, check out those schedules. Again, keep doing these every day, every set. We're going to show 2, so you can stay ahead of the curve if you want. If you get ahead in these first set, I should say, for every division, then you'll be ahead by a week the rest of the time, because you'll always be on the next week's schedule, looking at those for whatever. You'll know what's to come that much in advance. So what we have tomorrow, of course, the next set we'll see is going to be Red again, and that's our Red set 2. It's going to be Ryu taking on the Mii Brawler, and if you want, I can even tell you if they won or not. Those are 2 losers going up against each other. Dr. Mario and King K. Rool are going up against each other. Those are 2 winners there. Jigglypuff and Yoshi, and that is a winner and a Jigglypuff that was on a bye. So Jigglypuff going to see her for the first time. Peach taking on Byleth, and those are 2 losers actually. Peach, see if she can rebound. Young Link taking on Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong won, Young Link lost. Zelda, and again, just their first matchup in general, only everyone having played 1 match so far, except one in every division, like Jigglypuff. Got Zelda taking on Greninja. Zelda lost, and also Greninja lost. Kirby lost as well, and he's taking on Simon, who defeated Peach, so that might be interesting. Another good one there. Lucario is taking on Pit, which is a rematch from the Yellow Division last season. So that should be an interesting one, too. Lucario lost and Pit had won. We got Marth taking on Terry. I believe they both... Terry lost. Marth won, in fact. And then finally we have Mario taking on Hero. Both of them had won. So that's that. And we have Pyra and Mithra on a bye. That's our red set 2.1. Red set 2. And so yellow set 2, what these guys will be doing next time, the ones we just saw here, we're going to have Zero Suit Samus taking on Min Min. I have Sephiroth taking on Wii Fit Trainer. We got Game & Watch taking on Ike. Game & Watch, see him for the first time. Against Ike, that's rough. Joker's taking on Sonic. Ice Climbers are up against Daisy. The Mii Sword Fighter is taking on Duck Hunt. Robin versus Incineroar. We've got Olimar versus Pokemon Trainer. There's a rematch from this season, this division last season. And we have Pikachu versus Richter. And finally, Ridley versus Samus. And Isabelle is on a bye. That is what is to come. And that will be Wednesday, I believe, next week. That we'll see them. Until then, that is that, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in those next ones and other videos and streams and things to come. But I'm Randy. That's it for now with the Nerds Templar. Have a good one. God bless. And peace out.